Yeah.
It should have been a simple appeal from, and by the way, US Soccer would have been all over this. It wasn't just Trump that did it. It was US Soccer that probably prompted him to do it.
Yeah.
And they're sort of going in the background. It's not us, it's our commander-in-chief. No, Trump makes all the noise and carries all the cachet.
Yeah.
But there should have been a process.
There's no regularity to this, Simon. Ironically, if you get sent off for in the Premier League for serious foul play, it's a 3-match ban.
Yeah. But that's because you've got a 38-game season.
Yeah,
This is a limited window.
Right.
So people are always going to condense it down based upon the size of the tournament.
Right.
But even more so in a limited window tournament, you should want an appeal process to be able to rescind in the same way that it can award upwards.
Yes.
It makes no sense.
We've seen some incredible goalkeepers grace the world stage. Banks, Zoff, Buffon, Neuer. So why is Lev Yashin from the Soviet Union considered the greatest of them all? Say Yashin to a teenager these days and they'll probably look like this. After all, he played decades ago for a country that doesn't exist anymore. He never even played in a World Cup final, yet he still, more often than not, comes out on the top of ranking lists. In 1958, the Soviet Union lost 2-0 to Brazil in the group stage, but without a 28-year-old Yashin who'd stopped a rampant Pelé from scoring, the scoreline would have been embarrassing. He was key again in a draw against England, which helped the Soviets into the knockouts. They would eventually lose to the host Sweden, but many considered Yashin to be the reason they got as far as they did. He was revered at home, and his club form was out of this world. In the 4 seasons between 58 and 62, he hit a 1-in-2 clean sheet ratio almost every season. That is insane. By comparison, in the 4 years to 1966, Gordon Banks was closer to 1-in-4. All of that made his dramatic flop in 62 that much more shocking. He conceded 4 in a group game to Colombia, including the only World Cup goal ever conceded directly from a corner. They were knocked out by Chile, and so shocked was Chile's winning goal scorer, Eladio Rojas, that he hugged Yashin in celebration. Back home, Yashin was blamed for everything. He was the scapegoat. After bricks through his window and messages left on his car, he considered packing it in. But he kept going. And in 66, the return to form of the man they called the Black Spider was lauded. After his team finished 4th, Yashin was given the Order of Lenin, the Soviet Union's highest civilian honour. All of that is why today, the best keeper in the world gets the Yashin Award.
Yeah, welcome to the World Cup weekend. I'm Jamie O'Hara and joined by Jermaine, Pennant and Colton Cole today. Today's the big one. England versus Norway, World Cup quarter-final. Coming up, we're going to be checking in on the atmosphere in Miami, asking the question on everyone's lips. Can we stop Erling Haaland? We're going to be debating tactics, team selection all afternoon. We're going to be picking our World Cup 11 so far. Plus, it's a packed sporting schedule with live updates from Wimbledon, T20 cricket and the Rugby Nations Championship. Stick with us. We got a big show and we are looking after you right here on talkSPORT.
The 3 Lions off and running. Come on, England. Stands up a ball and a diving header is in. And England silence Yazteca.
I'm aware of the responsibility. I'm aware of the pressure that I carry along with all the other players.
Harry, your country needs you here. You've got to put this away. Right footed, he has.
On the occasion, the team, everything against us, we found a way.
It's a dawn of a new era, and we do have an elite manager, and we have got some elite players.
We're going to win the World Cup, Bex?
Absolutely.
Yeah, what a day. Can't wait for it. Kicks off tonight, 10 p.m. live on talkSPORT. I'm joined by the 2 big dogs in the room, and I feel totally out of place here because you are looking slick, lads. Like, look at this. Look at Coley and Pennant. It's unbelievable stuff. How are we, boys?
Yeah, we're good. This is. I feel like we're on our way out after this. We're going West End.
Going to watch Jay-Z or something? What's going on here? Like stadium tour?
Sun's piping. England are on flames.
Yeah.
Sunglasses out.
Yeah, everybody.
I'm miles off it. I'm miles off it
No,
compared
you're
to
not.
you.
No, you're not. You just
No, he
you
is.
just stay in your lane, don't you? Stay in your lane. Don't try and venture out too far from the shores.
He's miles off it.
You know, do you reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Hey, don't be knocking me, mate. I've seen you in Birmingham.
Many
I've
moons
seen
ago.
you many. Yeah, I've seen you.
To
mate.
be fair, I'm in Birmingham.
You're doing fan zone later, right?
Yeah, I'm doing a fan zone. Fans for you.
Yeah.
For the fans.
Yeah, good fun.
We'll say, yeah. It's gonna be good.
So you're doing this?
I've done it with James Green from Talks Sky Sports.
Yeah.
He puts this pucker event on for the fans, and I'm gonna be in obviously Birmingham. I was in Brighton last week.
Yeah. You're getting about, mate. Got it on your dough, haven't you? I mean,
Yeah, listen,
it's
this
good
is
for you because obviously you can talk about England, right? But you can't really talk about West Ham anymore, can you? 'Cause
Here we
you've
go.
got
Look.
Lincoln away.
Oh, look at. Look, do you know what? What's
Got
hey,
to get
listen.
the dough in now.
No.
Got to get the dough in.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is?
Tough game, that.
Listen, mate. It's always been money. It's always money to be made. Anyway, yeah. Is this how you package it?
Yeah.
So I'm packaging this is a little bit soul searching, a little bit of character building.
Right.
For a year. Do you know what I mean? Then we'll be back up.
Okay.
And you'll be down. Yeah? Because you're taking our relegation
Mate,
player.
you know what?
You've taken our relegation players, you have.
EFL roundup next season with Carlton Cole. You know, it's
Hey,
Be interesting, won't it? Interesting. Listen, and
Listen,
watch.
mate.
yeah.
Listen.
Have you done your research on Lincoln yet? Are you up to scratch on the championship?
Well, I'm getting there.
Do you know where Lincoln is?
Yeah, listen. Lincoln, is it?
Where is it?
I don't know. Is that
I don't know where Lincoln-
isn't the Lincoln a car?
It's like no,
Lincoln
it's
a car.
like-
It's a car, isn't it?
no,
In
it's
America, it's an American car, the Lincoln, isn't it?
past Nottingham. It's that way. Lincoln, Mansfield, Nottingham.
Oh yeah.
so you
Oh,
gotta go that
that's your neck of the woods,
That's
isn't
my
it?
neck of the woods.
Yeah. You've been out in Lincoln. I was
I've
Lincoln.
never been Lincoln, mate.
Nah.
You ain't been out in Lincoln. I'll be going out in Lincoln. I'll be having a little
Sky Sports, Friday night, West Ham, Lincoln.
I'm there.
Colton Cole's in there.
Yeah,
He's
mate.
out.
Buying bottles. Buying bottles down the local.
Get a bottle there for about 20 quid.
Singing bubbles.
Let's go. Let's go, Lincoln.
Look, we'll talk a bit of Premier League actually later on, but we've got to start with England. Obviously, it's a huge game tonight, boys. How are we feeling going into it? Jermaine, you watched the Mexico game. I thought it was going to be a tough game that way, but we were excellent.
No, it was excellent. Having to come over the difficulties that was the altitude, the Mexican fan, the atmosphere, fans. I thought we handled it amazingly.
Yeah.
It to me, it didn't look like the players was phased or bothered at all, especially going down to 10 men. I was like, but they handled it amazing. So, yeah, I'm confident, but I think this will be a different test.
Yeah.
This is a team that's not got full of stars. Obviously, it's got Odegaard and Haaland, but they're a team that all work together.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you say that's like a solid Premier League team.
Yeah.
Which will be a different test.
Yeah. Coley, how you feeling?
Well, all the talk's about Haaland, isn't it? So we're going to be concentrating on Haaland. He's the main threat. And he is the main threat. But they have got other players that they work, as Jermaine was saying, they work together as a team, a unit, and hard to break down. They've been quite decent.
Yeah.
And I think they've grown in confidence as the tournament's gone on as well, because I think...
Well, you beat Brazil.
Exactly. So that's a massive thing. Listen, look, Brazil's not the Brazil of old. We know that. But it's still a massive thing to do that. So they're going to take confidence from that.
Yeah.
Now, where we've got to be careful is getting carried away with the last game. This is a totally new game.
Yeah.
Totally new game.
Different.
So it's a different type of game. Yeah, the last game was talking about the altitude, all the other stuff.
Yeah,
and they handled
humidity.
that and they handled that brilliantly, the lads.
Yeah, they did.
But now you got to look at it from a different angle and say, do you know what? We haven't got any excuses anymore. So going into that game, we could have been looking like we're the underdogs.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to win this.
Yeah.
And then that's when you come to the fore and all the boys mucked in. This one, I think we're supposed to win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's a different type of pressure,
different
right?
pressure.
They're the underdogs.
And listen, look, we can say we've only played well, I would say, 1.5 games in the whole tournament.
Yeah.
1.5 games.
Second half against Croatia.
Yeah.
And then
That's
Mexico,
it. So
yeah.
this is now we've got to start building on a good game that we've just completed to go into this one and try our best.
Yeah. I think that obviously the game's 10 p.m. tonight, but over there I think it's 5 o'clock kickoff. Now, Coley, I know for a fact that you know about Miami.
Mate, I've had a few phone calls already last night. 3 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah?
I'm thinking,
Can you get me in? And then,
hey, what's your mate's number that's got that door, that doorman? I've had a few of them already.
Have you?
Yeah, I've got a load of them out in Miami at the moment. But
it's hot, right?
It's hot.
Humid.
It's literally, I think it's the same sort of thing. It's a little bit lesser than altitude, and obviously, but I think the boys they're already acclimatized over there. So forget about the weather, the conditions. There's no excuses.
I think it's going to be a slower tempo, though.
It will.
I think it will be a slower tempo. You know, the Mexico game I thought was high tempo. They was like
because they had to.
Yeah, they were both at it, right? I don't know. I feel like this one's going to be a bit more of a cagey affair. I feel like this is going to feel like like the FA Cup final comes around, and it's a bit like, well, we don't want to get beat.
Yeah.
But we'll see how the game goes. It'll be cagey. Yeah. And then, that's why I think it's going to be tight. People saying 4-1 and things like that. It's like absolute nonsense. That ain't happening. This team don't get rolled over.
No, they're not going to get rolled. Look, I said 4-2 to us.
Did you?
Yeah, I think it's going to be 4-2. Because I think once we get going, it might be tight at half time. But I think once it starts to open up, we'll get something good out of the game. Haaland scores 2 for them, by the way. we
still win, but he scores 2.
I watched them against Brazil, and
they still should have won.
Yeah,
I think Brazil Ancelotti messed it all up.
Missed the penalty.
Right? Yeah, missed the penalty.
Shouldn't have brought Neymar on. Missed the penalty, and obviously Hendrick, the one-on-one where I think he should have scored. But I still think Norway dictated that tempo. They had, more of the possession, and it was on their terms. And like I said, they slowed it right down, compact, got behind the ball, then was quick on the counter attack. So yeah, this is going to be, like I said, a different test. And I think we might see a little low block, which
from who?
From
Do you think?
I think there could be like a little low block. Yeah. And that's where we kind of struggle.
Yeah.
When we've got a low block.
No, I agree with that. I think Mexico went at us because they just thought, we're going at you. Yeah. Right, this is how we play. We're at home, at the Azteca. We ain't changing. Yeah. I think Norway will look at the previous games that we've played in the World Cup and go,
what was their problem? Huh?
Yeah, what was their weakness? How can we hurt them? Because we ain't better than them. We ain't playing at home. No. We've got to find and adapt to what they struggle with. Look, we've got loads to talk about. I'm going to ask you about who you're going to start. You can get involved in the show, actually. We want to get your calls in. You want to talk about England playing later on 03 717 22 33 44.
We all expected, okay, we need to beat Croatia by 3 goals. We need to go and beat Ghana by 3, and then we should beat Panama by 5. We should beat Congo by 5. What's it like in a tournament? It's not always the case, is it?
No, definitely not. It's funny when I see, the betting, things, before the game, and I'm thinking this is not what we expect, on the pitch. I know that England are favorite against Norway, but when you look at Norway, they look really, really strong, as a unit, as a team. Of course, they have weakness, but England must be aware that if they don't get the position of the ball in this game, and this is where I agree with Troy Deeney, for example. I think with the player they have, England, they should be more confident with the ball. They should show more commitment with the ball, and composure as well. And this is where, something is missing.
Yeah. Well, we shall see if we can show that. I mean, if you look, on paper.
I'm sorry to disturb you, Jeff, but for this game, England against Norway, I'm just wondering if Norway get the ball, is it what England wants into this game? You know, waiting, sit back, you know, trying to play in counter-attack, or try to get the ball, the position of the ball, and try to conduct and manage, you know, this game. So this is, for me, one of the key of this game.
Yeah.
Are you going to react with the ball and without the ball?
I mean, it's interesting because Norway had a lot more possession of the ball against Brazil than most people would imagine they would do.
Although the tactics of Manchester United, did he say leave them with it? Yeah. I don't think we should do that. I think we should go after them. I really do.
Yeah, pressure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Text from Ryan. He said, Bellingham's been very good, but I think Arsenal's Morgan Rogers should get a chance in the next game. Ryan, dream on.
130 million, please.
Yeah, Bruno Guimaraes is going there.
Cash.
I just don't see Rogers going there as well.
Yeah, you are listening to the World Cup weekend on talkSPORT. Me, Jermaine, Pennant and Colton Cole. We're talking about England. You can have your say. 03 717 22 33 44. Wimbledon is into the latter stages of the tournament. Some big things happening today. Women's final is on at 4 p.m. Let's get an update now, though, with Lisa O'Sullivan.
Yeah, it's a magnificent 7th Wimbledon doubles title for Alfie Hewitt and Gordon Reid. They've won the wheelchair men's doubles for a 7th time in their 10th successive Wimbledon final. The Olympic champions having to come back from a set down after Tokita Oda and Gustavo Fernandez took the first two. 2-6, 6-1, 6-2 the final score. At 4 o'clock we'll have the women's Wimbledon final and a brand new champion. She will come from Czechia, but will it be 29-year-old Karolina Muchova or the 21-year-old countrywoman Linda Noskova? But already the action is underway here on centre court. It's the men's doubles final. Harry Pennant looking to reclaim the title he won in 2024 with partner Harry Hiliovala. And it's on serve in the early part of the first set.
Okay, thanks, Lisa. Norway v England commentary tonight on talkSPORT. And it's the question we cannot ignore. How do England stop Erling Haaland?
The Viking, the conqueror. He is the best in the business.
Swept in towards Haaland! That is the moment he was waiting for!
I feel quite good after scoring 2 goals against Brazil and winning 2-1 against them.
Left-footed shot! He's picked up the corner! Erling Haaland, you beauty! Brazil 0, Norway 2!
Well, Norway are a good side. I mean, let's get it right. They've got a forward in Haaland. You know, he, in my view, is the best centre forward in the world.
Playing up against him, can you get your body in the way, be strong, be powerful?
Making goals out of completely nothing, you've got Haaland. He has no right to get that in the back of the net.
Into the path of Erling Haaland, who finds the top corner. Erling Haaland with another goal at the World Cup.
Beware Erling Haaland, and beware Haaland, England.
Yeah, how will England stop Erling Haaland, boys? There has been a lot of talk about potentially Dan Burn plan. We don't know the fitness, right? Last night we heard emerging that Reece James trained, Gay trained, Rice trained. So whether they're 100% fit, we don't know. But has been talk of Dan Burn starting. What would you do?
No, I would keep Gay and Conza in there.
Yeah.
If they're fit and they're training, it's tournament football. You just throw them out there. No point. We'll wait.
What's the thought process behind starting a Dan Burn?
So the thought process behind Dan Burn is the stats from Premier League games that they've played together against each other. Dan Burn
has done well.
Say get the better of him, but he hasn't scored.
Oh really?
I think he scored maybe 1 in maybe 8 in 6 or.
Then play him then.
I know, but it's like
him because he's got his number.
Stats mean nothing.
Nothing in these kind of games and in these moments. So like it's given one sniff.
What about the physical side of it, though? Obviously, Dan Burn, he likes that. He likes that. Play up against him. He's tall, strong.
Yeah, that's
but the thing is, though,
so does Mark, though. Mark Gay loves all of that as well. So look, everyone's gonna know about Erling Haaland.
Yeah,
and there's gonna be like decoys. There's going to be ways to release him. That's what they've been doing. He hasn't touched. The last game he didn't touch the ball. He didn't touch the ball the whole game, but scored 2.
Yeah, I know.
That's how dangerous he is. So it just shows you you can't just bully him.
Well, then you won't put Dan Burn in because the attributes that the other possesses are a lot better.
No, I agree with you guys. I'm
pace alone. Look how quick.
I like Dan Burn. I think there's a moment for him to play in the game, right? Like against Mexico, right?
A closer.
Yeah, it's perfect, right? Dan Burn, come on. You go 5 at the back. We're winning 2-1 with 10 minutes to go. Bring Dan Burn on, right, and deal with Haaland, right? I get that, but I just don't think you change the partnership at the back. We've been talking about trying to build a partnership, and Gay and Konsa. I thought against Mexico, I thought they'd done well.
Yeah.
And I think
so. You got to keep
Gay plays with Haaland. Mate, so he trains with him every day.
So
he knows
what he knows everything about him. Right? It's not like talk about Dan Burn, but Gay plays with him.
Yeah. No, but you can't listen. One thing you can't say is you're gonna bring your Premier League form into a World Cup. It's 2 different things.
Yeah.
It's 2 different things. So yeah, although Dan Burn could have done really well against him in the Premier League, doesn't mean he's gonna go and do well against him in the World Cup. It doesn't work. Football doesn't work like that.
No.
I can see the thought process behind it. But it does never work.
Everyone gets up the stats all of a sudden for Dan Burn.
But this is not stats.
Well, I asked yesterday, I said, well, what about Aston Villa, Konsa? Like, why did they get on against Man City last season? But Villa won both games. So, do you know what I mean? There's an argument for everyone, right? And I get it. You've got to try and deal with Haaland. But Odegaard, for me, is where we win the game.
Odegaard is a problem.
Yeah, he's the one where we win the game. Because if we stop the supply to Haaland, that's where you're going to have the, you can control the game.
You don't want to
take him out of it.
They've got a good wide men, yeah.
Yeah.
Norway have got good and quick wide men. That's where the goals kind of ultimately came from against Brazil.
Yeah.
And they look dangerous. Yes, Odegaard is a fantastic player in the middle, and he's like the engine. He gets it ticking, and with the breaking down play, trying to unlock the door. He's great at that. But they've got danger around the pitch. Like I said, they haven't got stars. They've just got a good team that work well, and it feels like they've been playing together forever, like a club kind of team.
You got Oscar Bob. Oscar Bob's a good player.
Yeah, I was talking to Eric Torsved last night, and his son is actually playing for Norway, and he thinks maybe Oscar Bob might start.
Yeah, because he hasn't been starting, but he's been coming on and affecting the games.
Yeah.
So, but I look at him, I think he's built his confidence up to get to a point now where they're winning games when he's on the pitch. So it looks like, for me, Oscar Bob might start, but I'm not saying that he's going to be a massive problem. The problem, as you said, and we've witnessed, is Odegaard. Odegaard is a listen.
He makes
even in the Premier League, when we're playing for Arsenal, you don't want him a raring and
you don't want him around your box.
You don't want him because he can find a pass. He can do something.
Yeah.
And he upsets defence. And listen, our defence ain't that great, mate. You got to understand that. Our defence ain't that great. So it's going to be a good matchup right now.
Do you think Declan Rice is, obviously for me, is really important? Hopefully he's fit and he's going to play tonight. I'm sure he will. There's no way I don't see Declan Rice not playing.
Of course he's going to play.
He knows Odegaard. He knows how to stop Odegaard, right?
Do you reckon he does?
He plays with him every day.
Of course he does.
Doesn't mean he knows how to stop him.
Well,
he will know how he wants to play, how he plays.
Flip it on his head. So does Odegaard knows how to play against Dex then?
Yeah, but who's the more dangerous player?
Odegaard.
Odegaard's the more dangerous player from Declan. Declan Rice is there as a controller, right? A dictator. He'll break up play, get the team ticking.
Yeah.
Who wins you a game? Odegaard, right? Declan Rice knows. I'm not saying he can stop him, but he'll know his movements. He'll know where he wants to receive the ball.
That's true.
He'll anticipate. I know where Odegaard wants to stand.
Yeah.
Because I'm the one normally passing him the ball.
Right on my shoulder.
Yeah, he wants to get right just in behind you in that little pocket on the shoulder where he can get it on the half turn and bang.
And then pop it through.
So Rice has got to be. You don't have to man mark him. People say, "Oh, you got to man mark Odegaard."
Yeah.
No, you've got to put yourself in a position on
where
the
you
pitch
can intercept,
where you can stop him getting the ball. Right? And
I don't think man marking is a way to go at all, because if you're man marking him, that means you're taking one of our players to do not their job.
Yeah, but we've got two lion midfielders, right? 2 deep midfielders, in Anderson and Rice. So they should, between them both, should be covering what Odegaard's capable of doing.
Yeah,
should. So one goes short, one goes long. You know how it goes.
He doesn't always stay high. He drops in a position to get the ball off the defenders. So though Anderson and Rice aren't going to really be there. So he drifts all around the pitch. So it will be tough to have one designated player or Rice or Anderson to keep tabs on him at all times. Because it's going to be in places where they.
At the end of the day, lads, right? No, we've all played the game, right? You can sit here and say, right, you got to mark him out of the game, stop him getting the ball. Sometimes there's nothing.
You can nothing you do.
Right, they're going to get on the ball. Right? We ain't going to go through the game and Odegaard's going to have 0 touches, right?
One person
He's going to have 50 touches of the ball.
There's one person that may have 0 touches, but anyway, but Haaland, which I think is.
I hope he has no touches the whole game.
It's an absolute skill set to his state of mind that he does not care. He can go 90 minutes, right, and touch the ball 3 times, and he will keep making these runs and getting in the right positions. Not get frustrated. We've seen players. We've all been there. Do you know when you don't get you don't get the ball, you start going into pockets where you don't usually be to try and get the ball. Haaland said, "No, I'm cool. I've touched the ball 2 times in 45 minutes. I'm fine. I'm gonna wait for that 3rd one or that 5th one or that 6th one. Bang, goal."
That's what Coley kept doing when he played up front. He never got the ball.
Yeah,
didn't even get a goal. Didn't even get a goal, Gee.
I'm actually gonna ask you because you have similar attributes to Haaland, but
why are you trying it for?
What do you mean? I'm being serious.
You can't do what I do, though.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I don't have similar attributes.
You think I'm taking a bit?
Yeah, but one
you
thing.
Do have similar attributes.
No, one thing he's
tall.
One thing he's improved on is he's holding up of the ball. Because remember, he was TNT, touch and tackle, for quite a while.
Yeah.
And he's got better at that. He's got world class at that now. So
Yeah, like a respect.
You can build through him. But at the same time, when you've got like a Haaland there, and you've got Odegaard don't really want it into his. He can bounce it, but it doesn't have to.
Yeah.
He can just find a pass, and 10 times out of 10, he wants to be on the shoulder running in towards the goal, not back to goal.
Yeah. All right, let's go to Shaz, who's a Liverpool fan. All right, Shaz.
All right, guys, how you doing? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Go on. What do you want to say?
Yeah, I've got a couple of points, right. First one is, this Dan Burns argument, I think this is just a non-starter because if you look at it statistically, I think he's faced him 8 times, he hasn't scored. Out of them 8 games, 7 of them, Dan Burns played at left back. So that's and then in total, I think he played against him. Man City have played Newcastle 11 times since Dan Burns has been there.
Good knowledge.
And the only time they won is the one when Dan Burns was suspended. Newcastle. So, and secondly, I think, you lot touched on this point earlier on. Like you said, stopping Odegaard. I think, Declan Rice is important because he, John Stones and that know Haaland. I think Odegaard and Declan Rice knows him really. I think he can do a job on him there, and I think, like you said, there's a supply line you've got to stop.
Yeah.
If you don't supply Haaland, there's nothing he can do. It'll just be static because he hardly gets any touches anyway. So if you're not supplying the ball to him, he's not a Messi or someone who's just going to grab the ball and do something on his own. So I think that's what it is. And on top of that, I'm pretty confident after that Mexico victory. I personally believe we're going to cruise through tonight and cruise through whoever we face in the semi-final, regardless of it's.
What do you mean?
Listen,
talking about cruise through the semi-final. What? We're just going to cruise through Argentina?
Man thinks he's on the P&O. There's no way you're just cruising, man.
Definitely not Tom Cruising.
I don't think it's going to be as difficult as the Mexico game. Put it that way.
No, it won't be. It definitely won't be as difficult as.
No, I don't even think the Mexico game was that difficult in the end.
We went up. We had a man sent off.
It wasn't that difficult in the end.
We made it difficult for ourselves.
Yeah,
as well.
But it wasn't.
This is going to be a tough game.
This is going to be tougher.
Come on.
But
Raul Jimenez in the game, right? Yes, it was a great performance, but they had chances, right?
Yeah,
you give Haaland them chances, mate. He's down in the back of the net.
That's the difference. You have a world class striker, and we've seen that we can concede, and we do concede, and we do give team chances. So if we continue in that form and giving chances away, and you've got Haaland, it's going to be a tough game.
Yeah.
So we've got to be on it at the back.
Yeah. So one good thing about talking about who we're going to play at the back against him. So Konza.
Yeah.
So I've just read here. Lads, don't stress. Yeah? Who is it? So, lads, don't stress about Haaland. Haaland hasn't scored against Konza at Villa since 2022. So Konza's quite confident going into this. He's like, Haaland, what's all the fuss about? Eh?
I don't believe it down to one player. That's there is nonsense. When people say, "Oh, he's not scored against us," well, they're not playing 1-on-1. There's a level of 10 other players, and the team's good, and Villa didn't really.
That's what I'm saying, but I'm just saying that's how people are feeling. People are feeling like
I just got my eyes.
Eh?
I go on my eyes, not stats.
Well, we'll see how your eyes are looking when it starts tonight after a few bevies.
There's going to be a few flying about, that's for sure. Right, keep your calls coming in. 03717 22 3344. Coming up next, we're going to get the latest odds. We're going to hear from Thomas Tuchel as well. Are France that good, or have they been tested yet?
I think probably a little bit of both. I think they are that good. I think they are, because they showed second half what they can do in tight spaces and everything. But I think there needs to be a moment where they will inevitably come up, probably against Spain, hopefully against England, where with their teams, more danger lies ahead. But they kind of, I think it was quite simple for France.
Mate, they're coasting to the semi-final of the World Cup.
Yeah. Well, they're a good side though. They're a good side. They've got the best player in the world.
Do you know what I like about France? And it's a bit of a throwback. The forwards, when they get the ball, you see a lot of players, number 10s or midfielders, they'll get it and they'll pass it out wide and they'll come back and they'll go out the other side and then you might try and get to the byline. When France win the ball, they stick it into the front three or front four, and they run at you like through the middle of the park. And they just drive with the ball, a bit like what Gaza used to do. And then the game just opens up. And you're looking at it going, as a defender, I'm watching the Moroccans, they're going, how do you defend that? Well, you've got 3 people running off the ball, and then you've got the player with the ball running at you, straight at you. The second goal they score is just like them just going, well I'm just going to run through you.
Well, it was 2-0.
Hard to defend again.
It could have been 4 if Mbappe scores that. JP had a chance at the end there, and brilliant, gets on his left foot and then scuffs his shot. And in the end, it was comfortable for France. They really didn't break a sweat. I don't remember their keeper having anything to do at all. There might have been a couple of crosses. I don't remember it. But, yeah, they're that good, mate. And I think they've got a little bit of a fear factor about them because everyone knows how good they are going forward. You cannot allow their 2 wide men to run it at full-back 1v1. You can't allow Elise to get on the turn. Even in tight areas, he'll let the ball run across him and he'll turn, he'll flick, and he'll play balls in. And you've got Mbappe, the best player in the world, up top.
So Jeff Hurst is a name that's synonymous with the World Cup, especially in England. That hat-trick at Wembley in 1966, the stuff of legend. But did you know the tables turned 4 years later when a dodgy goal decision cost him and England another shot at glory? After 66, Jeff Hurst is a household name. England's main striker, a goal every other game for his country, and even a spot singing on Top of the Pops. It looked a bit different, didn't it? But the 1970 World Cup wouldn't be a cakewalk. Hurst only scores 1 in 3 in the groups, and England finished second, meaning they get a tougher draw for the knockouts. And who's waiting for them in the quarterfinals? West Germany. It's a physical game, and as you can see, Hurst wasn't given much time on the ball. England go 2 up, but the Germans come back, and we're going to extra time. Gerd Müller scores, and seemingly puts Germany in the last 4. Just moments from time, though, Jeff Hurst has the ball in the back of the net. But the referees decided that when Francis Lee cuts in from the right, despite his cross clearly deflecting off a German boot, Hurst is offside, so he disallows it. After that decision went in England's favour 4 years earlier, suddenly they're on the receiving end of a controversial call. England had been one of the favourites, and Hurst never played at the World Cup again. If only we'd had VAR. Ugh, can't believe I just said that.
You are listening to the World Cup weekend. Me, Jermaine Pennant, and Colton Cole. Just got some news coming through. I just see it up on Sky. Klopp agrees to become Germany head coach.
Oh, wow,
that's a big move.
That's a big
I know there was
move
talk
as
of
well.
it, but I didn't believe it was actually going to happen. But wow, that's huge.
Huge for Germany.
Yeah,
and they're going to be a good force.
That's
going to
Euros. Yeah, they're going to.
You've got to have the talent pool though. Still,
with Germany,
they're all right.
They will always
They're
have
all right.
talent.
I mean, come on, mate. They got some.
They're not as good as they used to be.
Yeah, I know, but that's because they didn't have the manager. Right? Jurgen Klopp will turn them into a force again. There's no way. There's no two ways about it.
Within the next 2 years, for me taking over the job to the Euros, they will be strong.
Yeah, that's. We need to win this World Cup. Otherwise, wait.
Our chances are dwindling.
Dwindling away, mate.
Day by day.
Do you know what would be really funny, right? Jurgen Klopp comes back to football. He got away from Pep Guardiola. He'd had enough of getting beat.
Yeah.
He comes back, becomes Germany manager, and Pep gets a spanking.
Oh, mate. I can't get away from it.
Get away from it. Leave me alone, Pep.
That's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah, it might happen.
I think when he has nightmares, it's about Pep.
Yeah.
It's not anything scary.
Guys just following me around.
He's like, I'm safe. Pep's retired. I'm coming back. Pep goes, actually, you know what? Hold on.
Hold my drink.
I'm going to take the Spain job. Right, let's look ahead to the day with talkSPORT Bet.
The Playbook with talkSPORT Bet. Download the app or visit talksportbet.com for all the latest odds and offers. 18 plus gambleaware.org.
Yeah, we're joined by talkSPORT Bet ambassador Ryan. All right, Rhino.
Here they are. Look at all the lads together in the studio. Look at you all. What an ensemble this is. If there was a talkSPORT calendar, that is June, July, and August right there, isn't it? Look at you three.
I think I might be January.
I'm an October man.
Yeah,
I'm an autumn man. I'm when the leaves fall off.
Nah, you're summer lads. Definitely, you've got June, July, and August right there. 100%. Don't do yourselves dirty. Like that.
I'm not summer man. It's too sweaty. It's too sweaty.
I'm a summer.
It's not over it,
I prefer when the leaves are falling off and they're going a different colour. So when they're dying. That's when I come to life.
Rhino, let's get into some of the odds. I've got here Kane to lose his voice again.
We've got it. We've got it. I mean, talkSPORT Bet have been doing some bonkers things. We've had VAR decisions. The referee has to go to the monitor. We've had Tuchel to sing the national anthem. We've had a goalkeeper to be substituted for penalties. And now we are offering Harry Kane to lose his voice on the pitch during the post-match interview. As it happened again, it's 3-1 on site right now. If you download talkSPORT Bet and you go to the England game and go to the specials tab, it will be there, and we're offering it, Jay, at 3-1. How about that? We want to see that again, though, don't we?
Odds, that.
I'd love to see it. Love to see it.
What was his reasoning behind it? Did anyone question him? Say, why did you lose your voice?
Shouting, screaming, singing.
Do you reckon something to do with the altitude or something?
No, he's just shouting.
Come on, altitude. He's just shouting.
Yeah, you reckon?
We've all lost that voice, haven't we? Come on, we've all been in our beefer.
Right.
I haven't.
Right, there's a bet here that I don't like, and I'm sad that it's even up on here. It's Bellingham to pick up a yellow card, because if he was to pick up a yellow card, he would be suspended for the next game.
It's terrible, isn't it? I know. It's one of the undertones to this game. He has to play on eggshells, basically.
We've got 3 players, Rice and O'Reilly as well.
I know. It may be Gahey as well. I'm not sure if I'm making that one up. I don't know, but I feel like there might be Gahey too. But definitely Bellingham. And it feels like if he was to pick up that yellow card and get that suspension for the semi-final, which could be Argentina. I know we're dreaming. I know we're getting ahead of ourselves, but that would be devastating. It is on site. I have to say, if you're building the bet builder and you think Bellingham's going to be amongst it, it's 29-10 right now. But lads, my question to you: so those are the odds in terms of him picking up a card. But how do you manage that? Or is it if you're 1-0? Do you take him off if you 2-0 up though? Like what? How do you manage that?
Got to win the game by any means necessary.
It's a tough one. It really is a tough one because you play a certain type of way, and now I think you do. They will be thinking about, shall I really put in that challenge? Because the referee.
I don't think they'll think about that.
Do you not?
Just don't
I
get.
think you have to.
Just don't get stupid, Yella.
I know.
You know, like don't kick the ball away.
Or don't. Like consent as well.
Yeah, like have a go at the ref or say something to the ref. And then Bellingham has got that in him, right? I think he got sent off at Real Madrid for saying something to the ref. So just don't pick up a stupid one. If you get booked for a tackle, you get it wrong. That is what it is.
Yeah, but I think because he's a fiery character, our Bellingham. Sometimes I think he leads and he's young. Remember, he's still young.
Yeah,
he leads with his heart, and then he'll say something, and then he'll probably be in the ref's book.
I think,
and they're probably looking for it as well.
I think they'll be thinking
the way it's
about
gone.
It's too big of a decision not to go in the game and think, oh yeah, no, just don't worry about it. I see what happens. I'm playing the game.
Details.
Yeah. I think you have to go into the game knowing that, right? Be sensible.
Details.
You have to.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about the odds for the actual game, Guy. So England v Norway. England must be favourites, right?
Yeah, they are favourites, and in comparison to how they were favourites against Mexico as well, but they weren't odds-on favourites. Where they're odds-on to beat Norway. In fact, talkSPORT Bet at Coley, they're offering all new customers welcome offer England to beat Norway at 40-1. So you've got to opt in, deposit a £5, the maximum stakes £1, and you have until 10 p.m. to enter that today. But it's 40-1 England to beat Norway. But there's in terms of the welcome offer, and they're odds on in terms of the odds. Coley, there's less buzz. There's no altitude talk or Azteca talk. Do you think, is that going to be a problem? Does that play into our hands that there's less buzz?
That's what I was saying from before. I was thinking, well, we're talking about the altitude. We was talking about our backs being against the wall. And I think England play well when we're like that. But when it's expected to win now, it's a different ball game. It's a different attitude. Are we going to go into this game thinking, well, we're expected to win, we're going to run these lot over? Or are we going to still go in there and be a little bit...
cagey.
Yeah, cagey. Yeah. Let's not concede first, that type of thing. Because I think the way Mexico came at us, they were just on it. And that kind of worked in our favour. Then we could be on it as well. And then we forgot about the conditions. Now we haven't got that problem now. It's totally different. The ball's spun on its head now. So where are we going to go with this? I'm not sure. What do you think, Ryan?
I think it would be a cagey game. I think it's going to be more difficult than the Mexico game. I know you're taking away factors like altitude.
Is that a mental thing for you though, or is it more the expectations of the players? Do you know what I mean?
It's the eye test. I don't think England have they've not blown me away, apart from that Mexico game, which I feel like they got up for because of all the narratives and the undertones. And I think in this one, I know we're odds-on favourites, but I think it could quite easily go to extra time or something, this one. I really do. And
what are the odds on that? Give me the odds on like an extra time win or a penalty win.
Yeah, you can look at the method of qualification. So Norway in extra time are 27-10. England in extra time are 15-2. Or, lads, dreaded penalties is 9-1, and they're both 9-1. So
that's the one we don't want.
No.
Of course not. Because
there's some people that buzz off penalties. I can't deal with them, man.
No, they're awful.
No chance.
There's no way.
I love it when it's not England.
Yeah, of course.
It's great. It's great entertainment.
To be fair, when it's your team, like.
All right, Rhino, listen, mate, top man, thank you.
Cheers, mate. Boys, take care.
Right, that was a look at the latest odds. Thanks to talkSPORT Bet, 18+ gambler.org.
The Playbook with talkSPORT Bet. Download the app or visit talksportbet.com to see all our latest sign-up offers. 18+ gambleaware.org.
Right, keep your calls coming in. You want to talk about the game later on today, where you're watching it, what you're doing, building up to it. Give us a call, 03 717 22 3344.
They get into this weird situation where they forget what happened before. So all the big games, they played Havertz, right? Gyökeres, who you bought in at the start of the season, was going to be, for all the big games. In all the big games, he was on the bench. Yeah. Facts. That's what happened. So the manager doesn't trust him. That's not our opinion. That's just objectively looking at it. Havertz gets injured quite a lot, unfortunately. Gary Jesus is not the same since he's come back from his injury. So if you're now telling me that you can get through this season again and everybody else is going to be as poor as they were last year, I think you're just forgetting the fact that you lot were all losing your marbles around the Man City loss. And it was, we need a proper striker. Arteta don't know what he's doing again. You win the league, it's great, we're going to win it.
No, but you know, what I've always said to, I've always said to you, I always said to him that Gyökeres wasn't bought in for the big games, didn't I? I said that to you. We bought Gyökeres in for the game.
No, I get. Listen,
explain.
I want to hear
the year before, Arsenal, it weren't the record against Man City's, the Liverpool, it weren't that cost us the league. It was we couldn't beat Fulham, couldn't beat West Ham, couldn't beat them lesser clubs. Gyökeres coming. I mean, he said it. Right, it's one of them. Gyökeres this season, though. Gyökeres this season scored against the Fulhams, the West Ham, so we didn't have a problem getting past those teams, which is why then we went on to win the league.
Okay, I think you won the league because you played very pragmatic football. I'm not actually allowed to say the type of football that people are calling it on air, but you played a certain type of football.
Would you play that type of football to win the league?
No.
What?
What are you talking? Of course you would.
Honestly.
If I was a footballer.
No, it's just like...
You're my team.
Yeah.
No, I'll be happy like you lot. I'll be exactly... You get me? I'll be happy. Of course I will.
But would you like to see Spurs play that way to win?
Brendan Johnson scored with like his knee or something and we won the trophy. I'm happy. I don't care, bro. However it gets done, I'm happy. I don't really care. But what I'm saying is, you can't like gloat about it and say, oh, we don't need a 9. That's crazy. You do need a 9, respectfully. What are you talking about, bro? If you sold Osimhen and Havertz right now, you could... sorry, Osimhen. If you bought Osimhen and sold Gyökeres and Havertz right now, you'd be great. You'd be fine. You could buy Barcola. Barcola and Osimhen changes their team, bro. Surely.
Do you know what? I'm happy with what we got.
Oh, you're a liar. That's a lie. You're a liar. That is a lie. I'm happy with that.
You are listening to the World Cup weekend. Me, Jermaine, Jermaine Pennant and Colton Cole. Get your calls in. You want to talk about England? 03717 223344. Let's get an update from Wimbledon now. Lisa O'Sullivan.
I'm watching the men's doubles final here on centre court, where Henry Patton is taking on Henry Patton and his partner Harry Heliovara, taking on Marcelo Arevalo, who won the mixed doubles title yesterday along with his partner Matej Pavic. Arevalo is the first ever Wimbledon champion from El Salvador, playing his 11th match in 11 days, looking to double his trophy haul. Patton and Heliovara won the title here in 2024, and it is absolutely bang for your buck money here because we're into a first set tiebreak. 6 games all in the first set.
OK, let's get a update as well. Rugby Nations Championship, Fiji v England. Alfie Reynolds.
Well, England have lost their last 5 Test matches. The last time they lost 6 in a row, 20 years ago in 2006 under Andy Robinson. If they lose today, the pressure mounts on Steve Borthwick as the head coach. He's named a strong team after last week's defeat to South Africa. Henry Slade comes into midfield, Guy Pepper into the back row, and there's going to be debuts off the bench for George Kloska, Bernard Jancy van Rensburg and Noah Kalori. As for Fiji, they lost a week ago to Wales, but they are a dangerous prospect. England know that. Fiji beat England in a World Cup warm-up in 2023, and the last 2 matches between the sides, which were at the World Cup later that year and then last year, were really, really tough. The questions for Steve Borthwick get very uncomfortable if England lose here. It's Fiji against England. It gets underway in about 20 minutes' time.
OK, time now to look at tonight's game with Village Hotels.
talkSPORT's big match build-up with Village Hotels. Watch the big games live in the pub and grill at your local Village Hotel. Find your nearest at villagehotels.com.
Can you hear me? You boys took a hell of a beating.
Are you ready? You know, I feel it too. England have beaten Mexico in the Azteca. They've now got Norway in Miami in the quarterfinals. Bellingham again, and he scored again! It's 2 in a minute! Are you ready? 2 in the middle now, swept in towards Haaland! Erling Haaland, you beauty!
Score 7 goals for Norway in the World Cup is quite special.
Beware England, beware Erling Haaland. Kane on the turn! Oh, what a goal! Unbelievable support!
We will go now full steam ahead to keep pushing and stay in the tournament.
When I hear them cuts from talkSPORT, it just gets me right in the mood, man. It just gets me up for it.
It's going, doesn't it? It's the juices flowing.
The old hairs start going. You're like, oh, here we go, boys.
Yeah.
Right, we're delighted to speak to Norwegian broadcaster Henrik Simonsen joins us now. Right, Henrik?
Hello.
I feel like I spoke to you a few hours ago, but you're on again. Let's have a chat. I've got the other boys with me now. Look, Henrik, Norway go into this game as underdogs, but they've got to go into it with full of confidence as well, right?
Yeah, the confidence is really high in the Norwegian team. I think they see themselves as slight underdogs, but they also see they have everything to win here. A victory here will take them to the semi-final. It will be huge, but they also see the chance to winning this World Cup, really. So nothing to lose, everything to win, and a huge occasion. So I think they love this.
Anyway, look, you're in Miami, so for the listeners and to tell us how hot the conditions is going to be, what is the weather like right now where you are? How hot is it?
Right now, it's the sun is not out yet. It was heavy rain, thunder, and in the night. But the sun is going to come out. And I was at the England training yesterday. They started at the same time that the game will, and it was hot. Like people were sweating, and I can't really believe that they're going to play in this heat. So I feel sorry for the players.
Yeah, it's scheduled at 5 p.m. that it's going to be 32 degrees.
Oh, blimey.
That is disgusting.
That's not nice.
No, I struggle playing golf.
That's pina colada, sun lounger weather, that.
Yeah, you know, it's not kicking a ball weather, is it?
Nah, that's not running around chasing Haaland weather.
Look, Henrik, how will you play? How would you set up against the mighty England going into this game? What do you see as our weaknesses?
Your weaknesses, I think, for everyone who has Erling Haaland, your weaknesses will be the center halves and the fact that he can outrun them and he can out-battle them in duels. So that will be your weaknesses against Norway. And I think Haaland will not be so involved in the game. He will wait and wait and wait, and then when he gets this opportunity, he will use every power that he has.
Yeah, look, just on how we beat you, we had a chat, and obviously you've got Haaland, you've got Odegaard, you know that, and that's all the talk. But I think England need to focus on what our strengths are, and what are your weaknesses?
Our weaknesses is obviously the defense. That's where we have the individually weakest players. That's the team is very well organized. Solskjaer is a defensively very good coach. But what we are really afraid of is if you get Kane and Bellingham in situations one-on-one or Saka on your right hand side. So that's the really dangerous if England gets Norway out of their organization and can get your individual stars to go one-on-one against our defenders. That will be really scary for us.
Henrik, obviously all the talk is about Haaland and Odegaard. What other players need to step up, and what other stars are in this squad that England should be concentrated on as well, apart from Haaland and Odegaard?
Sander Berg in the midfield has been fantastic this whole World Cup. If you see, apart from Haaland, maybe our best player this tournament. He's strong. He's so calm on the ball. So he's a player to look up for. Obviously, you know him from the Premier League, but he's stepped up here in the World Cup to another level. And of course, on our left-hand side, we have Nusa, who's been world-class for the national team the last year. Not so good this World Cup. Had a bad game against Brazil, but very good against Ivory Coast. He's a player that can do anything with the ball and one-on-one. And also his substitute in the Brazil game, Sheldrup, who had two assists. He's had a fantastic spring in Benfica and is a creative player.
How are they taking this game? Are they optimistic or are they nervous?
In Norway, it's utter madness at the moment. It's a positivity, and that's we have never seen before. So I think the Norwegian people only see the opportunities here and dream so big. So people have taken to the streets. It's impossible to get a table outside to watch the game, so it's really huge, and I don't think anyone at home is just World Cup fever right now, and I don't see that. I don't think they see Norway losing at all.
Wow, that's big lyrics. That look for me. Look, obviously there's the big talk with Haaland and Kane. For you, which player would you rather have in your squad or in your team, Haaland or Kane? Come on, be truthful. You can say Kane, you can say Kane. You don't have to be,
Yes, Norwegian we will always say Haaland and the different plays, but I think having seen Haaland for Norway scoring more goals than he has games than the last years, the way he really scares.
You was always going to say that, though, weren't you, Henrik? You was always going to say that.
Silly question.
Silly question. That,
yeah.
Henrik, listen, mate. Thanks for coming on. Enjoy the game tonight. Hope you get slapped.
Thank you. Enjoy.
Cheers, mate.
Whooping. Hope he's crying.
It's going to be crying after the game.
Yeah. And rowing home.
Mate, they'll be rowing home. Rowing to the game and rowing home.
I just don't need to be seeing that drum out later on. I don't need that drum in my life. If they do us, you can imagine the atmosphere of the Norwegians in Miami. It's just going to be going off.
I know it will be.
Haaland giving it the big one. Singing Wonderwall and all that.
With his blonde locks.
Yeah.
Swinging in the breeze.
Swinging in the breeze. There ain't no breeze.
Yeah, it's going to be hot. You can watch the games live in the pub and grill at your local Village Hotel. Find your nearest at villagehotels.com. Plus, for a chance to win a Village Hotel VIP experience for the World Cup final at a Village Hotel near you, head to talksport.com/win.
talkSPORT Big Match Build-Up with Village Hotels. Watch the big games live in the pub and grill at your local Village Hotel. Find your nearest at villagehotels.com.
Look, just obviously they're building up to the game. Miami for the England fans as well, though. They're going to be right up for this, aren't they?
Oh, they're going to be all over it.
And my cousin's gone out there, and he's a big England fan. They're at it.
Are they at it?
Yeah, they're at it.
They better be careful, though, in the sun and drink and that. You've got to stay out of the sun.
They're not amateurs.
No?
There's no rookies.
They've done it before. Loads of times.
Straight through 4 days in Ibiza. Season pros out there, mate. I'd love to be out there.
I would have. Listen, I said last night I got a call at 3 a.m. in the morning. Yeah. It's like, where are you? And it's FaceTime calls. FaceTime calls. Yeah. It says, you out in Miami? I was like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I should be out there.
Bit of Miami Vice.
I should be out there. Yeah. But I'm at a better place. I'm with the fans tonight.
Yeah.
Fans for you.
Yeah.
Down at the Utilita stadium.
Yeah.
Arena, I would say. And I'm going to have a good one over there. So
nice plug.
Yeah, I know. There's 2 now. You owe us.
Yeah. James Green. James Green. Where are you? Phone in, James.
All right, turn his mic off. All right, keep the calls coming in. We're going to carry on talking about England. Thomas Tuchel as well. We're going to hear from him next. Let's go to Ben. He's Arsenal fan. All right, Ben.
Benny boy.
How you doing? You all right?
I'm all right, Ben. We've got to do this quarter-final 11. Let's get it going. Come on.
All right. I've got the Spanish flamenco dance on the wing. Like around defence. Their foot tapping or dazzle their defence and send them sideways.
Yeah, the old flamenco dance.
And
dance
a little maverick on the wing. Little maverick on the wing.
Like a flamenco dance.
Yeah.
What are they called? Is it flamenco or is it what is it? Flamenco.
Madame, wait for you.
It's a flamenco.
Yeah.
Flamenco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know you're iconic now, Ben?
Yeah.
He's actually iconic.
Ben appears every single night at the sports bar.
Every night.
Doesn't he?
Without foul.
Yeah. Yeah. Been over a year.
It's been a year. All right, look, the flamenco dancer on the wing.
Yeah.
Okay. Dancing about. Bit of maverick in there. All right, let's go to Dave. He's a Sunderland fan. Dave?
All right, Dave-o.
Hello, boys. How you doing?
I'm all right, Dave. How are you?
Yeah.
Good. So I'm getting in early with a representative from England who I think can be our captain.
Okay.
And it's St. George himself.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a leader, warrior. He's up for a battle. He'll put the opposition to the sword. And I think we can play him on the wing
No, he don't feel like a winger, mate.
He would have dragged
like centre half.
He would have dragged him, didn't he?
Reason being, he's got a good cross, hasn't he, St George?
Okay.
No,
I feel like as a person, like St George feels like a centre half. He feels like a Bobby Moore. Do you know what I mean?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
We've seen some incredible goalkeepers grace the world stage. Banks, Zoff, Buffon, Neuer. So why is Lev Yashin from the Soviet Union considered the greatest of them all? Say Yashin to a teenager these days and they'll probably look like this. After all, he played decades ago for a country that doesn't exist anymore. He never even played in a World Cup final, yet he still, more often than not, comes out on the top of ranking lists. In 1958, the Soviet Union lost 2-0 to Brazil in the group stage. But without a 28-year-old Yashin, who'd stopped a rampant Pelé from scoring, the scoreline would have been embarrassing. He was key again in a draw against England, which helped the Soviets into the knockouts. They would eventually lose to the host Sweden, but many considered Yashin to be the reason they got as far as they did. He was revered at home, and his club form was out of this world. In the 4 seasons between 58 and 62, he hit a 1-in-2 clean sheet ratio almost every season. That is insane. By comparison, in the 4 years to 1966, Gordon Banks was closer to 1-in-4. All of that made his dramatic flop in 62 that much more shocking. He conceded 4 in a group game to Colombia, including the only World Cup goal ever conceded directly from a corner. They were knocked out by Chile, and so shocked was Chile's winning goal scorer, Eladio Rojas, that he hugged Yashin in celebration. Back home, Yashin was blamed for everything. He was the scapegoat. After bricks through his window and messages left on his car, he considered packing it in. But he kept going. And in 66, the return to form of the man they called the Black Spider was lauded. After his team finished 4th, Yashin was given the Order of Lenin, the Soviet Union's highest civilian honour. All of that is why today, the best keeper in the world gets the Yashin Award. That's right. These modern-day greats stand on the shoulders of that Soviet giant.
Here's Kylian Mbappe! Oh yes! Oh yes! Oh yes! Too good! He was not to be denied!
Moving through the gears, pokes it through, and that is a superb second goal. Bradley Barcola doubles France's money.
France are the only team I genuinely fear.
We are among with England, Spain and Argentina to win the World Cup, you know.
Baena deep inside the penalty area, the cross, headed in! And Pedro Porro makes it 2-0!
Spain, if they continue playing the way that they play, it will be always a candidate.
Spain are going to have to upgrade their game a hell of a lot, because if you said to me 10 times they place, France are winning 8 of them. Definitely.
Without getting ahead of ourselves, I just got a feeling it's going to be a France-England final.
Yeah, you are listening to the World Cup Weekender. Me, Jermaine Pennant and Colton Cole alongside you. Look, we're talking about England, but we do know one semi-final is booked. France v Spain. What did you make of Spain-Belgium game? I thought Belgium were poor.
Yeah, Belgium are not the Belgium of that golden era.
They've done all right though.
They have done all right. They have, they fought back. When there was 2-0 down.
Yeah.
And lost Tillemans, and they did have Tillemans out, which is a big loss. But yeah, they weren't great, and obviously losing to Courtois as well, getting injured, and Lemons come on and also made the mistake. Sloppy, but saying that, Spain have been comfortable in all their games.
Yeah,
they've looked good.
Yeah,
and rightly so, to be up there with England, Argentina, France as one of the favourites to win this World Cup. But for me, France are just on a next level at the moment.
That semi-final is obviously that's a biggie. France, I don't feel, Coley, that they've really been tested. France yet, they've cruised through, and that's because they are obviously a brilliant side. This one's going to be a test.
Yeah, look, they're. I think every game they've played, I think they've just done enough. You know, they've not. Sometimes you'll see they'll do it. Their flair players will come in and they're all purring, but the rest of the games that they've played is just the ones that haven't been as glamorous or the big score lines. They've just done enough.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And no one's been able to question them on, are you good at that? Or are you good at this? Or what's your weaknesses?
Yeah.
I haven't seen a weakness yet because no one's been able to ask those questions. So this one, they will be asked some questions and we'll see whether they've got the minerals to answer them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Morocco are a good team. I think they did ask them some questions. They're seventh ranked.
They really?
They
didn't. I disagree. I don't think Morocco done enough in that game.
Yeah,
They were poor. They didn't do nothing for me to say, oh, well, they asked some questions and I saw some kind of weakness.
Yeah.
Because they still had other gears.
Yeah, I think like Lucas Digne, you know, and then Upamecano.
Mate, he's looking world class.
Yeah, I know, but he ain't though, is he?
I know he ain't, but in that team he is.
Yeah, but that's because he ain't been tested.
Exactly.
You know, he's got to play against like Lamine Yamal, right? And maybe in the final, hopefully England get there, right?
Yeah.
You know, I would look at the French team and say they ain't unbeatable. Right? You know, they're a great side. They've got some top players. Obviously, going forward, they are world class. But I look at the rest of the team and I go, okay, yeah, all right, we can get at this team. We can make them.
We can definitely get at them. But if you look at the back line, it's not. I would say it's better than ours.
Yeah.
Their defense, their defense is more sturdy than ours.
Upamecano and
Saliba is
they're
better pairing than what we've got.
Yeah.
So then, if they've got a better defense than ours, they've also got a better attack than ours. The midfield,
we can muck in with the midfield.
We probably can, yeah. But you know, they've got Alicia as the number 10, who's doing absolutely wonders in this World Cup.
How good is he, by the way?
He's great.
He's gone up.
Reading.
So all in all,
he was at Chelsea, then went to Reading. Chelsea didn't want him, then went to Reading.
How could Chelsea not want him?
I don't know what's happened.
How has that happened?
How's he not even playing for England? He's from Hayes.
That's crazy.
He's from Hayes.
Yeah.
So it just shows you the talent that sometimes England let slip because maybe just don't know the understanding of a play. Because you look at Elisa, he is kind of an awkward character. So if teams don't really say, nah, we're gonna go with our culture first. You're not going to go for Elise, who probably needs more time to grow as
attitude.
A man, with his attitude.
But good attitude. It's got something about it.
He's a great
Jude
player.
Bellingham.
God, he's
players like
but Jude, you can see like what Jude does. Like you can see he just wants to win, and he'll throw a hissy fit just to do that. You know what I mean? And we'll cover it up with. Do you know what? It's just he's like that because he wants to win. He's a born winner.
Yeah.
And then everything's happening for him. Now he's gone to Real Madrid. Now he's the main man. Now he's class as world class.
I mean, just on Bellingham, right? We talk about big players stepping up in the World Cup. I mean, there was people saying that he shouldn't go.
Yeah, but that's people who don't know football.
Well, he shouldn't go.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Mate, there was a lot of talk about. Listen, there was a bit of talk and a lot of talk about Bellingham potentially not going. Right? There was talk of it.
No,
I never saw it. I never saw that, right? And I always saw Bellingham.
Yeah, people were
saying, Morgan Rogers should start.
Oh yeah, people definitely say Morgan Rogers over.
No, Bellingham, mate, it's just been on a.
But this is what the questions are asked for world class players. If you want to put yourself in that category, you got to be the best of better than what we've got. So Morgan Rogers was playing Premier League at a high level all season.
Yeah,
we know that, right? Bellingham's been playing at Real Madrid, not had the greatest of season. So he has to come back into the squad and answer some questions, and he has. He's done it tenfolds now. He's an unbelievable player. Do you know what they call him? What is it? My son's calling it clutch. He's a clutch player.
Yeah.
So when the chips are down, he's standing up.
Yeah, a bit like Marino.
Yeah, oh mate,
like Marino,
he just comes in. He's clutch.
That talent that he's got is unbelievable. The knack for being there to scoring late goals. Not only has he done it for speed. It's a thing that he's got because it's not a one-off. He's done it time and time for Arsenal.
Yeah.
In the Premier League last year, we'd see when Marino would come up and get that last-minute winner or the
That's
winning
intelligence.
Haaland does it, right? You can do nothing in a game. Bang, goal. Win the game.
It's intelligence because do you know what these lot do? and I should have done it more in my career, really. But they study who they're playing against. So in different times in the game, they'll go, well, he's probably, and the detail that goes into their game. That's why they can just walk around sometimes and wait, because they know who they're playing against.
Yeah.
And it's the detail in their game that makes them world class, because they know, around this time, I'm going to have to step it up just a little bit or be in this right position because he don't like that. So I'm going to go on his left side or he's going to go on his right side. Just anything, just to get the upper hand.
Do you know,
I think these boys do that a lot.
Do you know it's not for fair, right? Is if I was walking around on the pitch at any time in a game, I'm getting a bollock.
Well, you can't walk around being a winger like you, Gee. You got to be up and down. You'll be a modern day wing back, Nick. You would be. You'll be a Cucurella.
My lungs are burning.
Jermaine Pennant, stroke Cucurella, mate. That's you, bro.
Yeah, mate.
Who would you compare yourself to that these days? Like,
Ivanovic.
That's stiff. He's a world-class player. He was a world-class for a little bit, Ivanovic, but he's stiff. Go on.
An athletic wing or something.
Athletic?
Mate, who are you going to say? Go on. I want to hear.
Do you know what? I say I'm a hybrid of slash Trent.
Yeah.
And who was quick.
You weren't that quick.
What?
No, he was rapid, mate.
Thank you, brother.
He was rapid. Come on.
Was he rapid?
Yeah. No, it's a little whippet.
If I think of Jermaine Pennant, I think of weldy balls in the box.
Oh, yeah. Remember, he got, how many assists did he get one season? It was crazy for Liverpool, wasn't it?
I can't remember.
And that's why they actually bought you because of that.
That's from Birmingham.
From Birmingham, because of your delivery.
Smack it in for big Hemileski.
Yeah, but nah.
I reckon he'd be a good wing back.
I reckon you could play today's football. I couldn't. I'd get sent off. But you definitely be able to play. You definitely couldn't. Jamie O'Hara could definitely not play in this game.
What do you mean? I was a ball player, Coley. I'd suit this game.
What? So who are you comparing yourself?
I know you're looking at me now thinking.
No, I don't. I saw you when you were playing, bro.
Yeah, you saw when I was playing, mate.
You were good. You were good.
I was a dictator.
I
I was a dictator.
What are you dictating? The flipping
in the kitchen.
In the kitchen.
Hey.
What's in the kitchen? Hey, less calories, please. Less calories, chef.
I can't believe he's in.
Oh, sorry.
That's poor.
Sorry, that's poor for me.
That's poor, mate. It's poor.
I'm like Lukaku, basically, innit?
Lukaku?
I'm comparing.
Are you having a laugh? Lukaku? Is he having a laugh?
I'm Lukaku, bro. I'm clutch.
You was not clutch, mate.
I'm clutch, mate.
You got on the end of your own flick.
I used to do that. I used to get on the end of my own flick-ons. That is clutch, mate.
Ah, Colton.
Anyway.
I can play, mate.
No, you was a baller.
Yeah, I could play, mate. I was
saying?
little 1-2s, triangles. I was a bit like Iniesta, you know?
Don't give me your break. Listen. All right.
Gooty.
Gooty! Oh, my God.
What are you looking at him like for?
I'm not saying anything.
I'm not saying anything no more.
Let's just move on.
Well, we ain't finished with you yet. What were you
if I was going to pick anyone like now, I'd say I'm like Pedri.
Listen, I gave it time to breathe, and I can't see the comparison.
All right, Lukaku over there.
I'll take Lukaku all day. I'll take that.
Dearie me.
Anyway, let's move on. This is what we miss in the dressing room, you know. Yeah. It's banter. Yeah. Football banter is unbelievable. Dressing room banter.
You know what? When I see the John Stones thing, it was like after the old shoulder.
Oh, that was brilliant.
It was amazing, right?
Yeah,
and I sat there and I was watching it, thinking that is probably the thing I miss the most.
Yeah,
like being in the dressing room after a huge win.
Yeah,
like everyone's involved, and you sat there going, "Oh, this is like you're just living the dream, right?"
Do you know what? When you've got a good dressing room, people don't understand how enjoyable it is when you wake up, go into training, because you know there's something stories, what the players got on the last night or what they're playing. It's just you open your locker, not knowing what's happened in there. Yeah. All these little things. It's just that's why when we go training football, it's all the worries that I've got going on in life just go out the window because it's just such a joy to be there.
Yeah,
and that's why obviously the mental health thing people don't half the time know because they get to the training ground and all the worries have gone. Leave and then it's back on. So I miss that part.
It's high pressure now. These boys, it's so much high pressure now. They've, especially this England team, they're representing the whole of everything. Yeah. And the further you get, the more we start to believe in them.
Yeah.
So if they don't come up trumps or they have a poor performance, we're going to be very critical of them because we know that they're better than that.
Yeah.
So I hope for England's sake that we at least...
Can your heart take another heartbreak?
Well, we're used to it, ain't we? We're used to heartbreaks. I could take another one.
Maybe we should get Coley in the dressing room because he knows what it's like to have a bad performance.
Look, did he line me up? Because little Pedri over there. Pedri's just biting. Get me out of here.
Imagine Colton in the dressing room going, right, boys, I'm like looking
I'm
after
used to this, right? I know how to have a stinker.
Iniesta's over there. He's having a go at me. What's going on? He used to dominate what did you used to dominate the calf?
Hey, I kept Modric out the team, right? I kept.
Oh, give me a break! Don't start. No, listen.
Modric couldn't get near me.
Listen, we've got an England game. It's not about you, Jamie, anymore. Leave it alone now. Stop it.
Oh dear. Right, get your calls in. We're obviously talking about England. We are going to do a World Cup best 11 as well from the World Cup so far. So get your thinking caps on, boys. 03717 22 33 44.
Newcastle's summer exodus is set to reach a crisis point. Sean, you'll have heard this news. Sandro Tonali, Anthony Gordon, of course, already out the door. Club captain and fan favourite Bruno Guimaraes has reportedly informed the hierarchy that he wants to join champions Arsenal. With another star player forcing his way out, Darren Bent raised serious concerns about what this loss could mean for Eddie Howe next season.
Yeah, I do feel for Eddie Howe. I really do, because again, if Bruno leaves tonight, he's obviously gone to Tottenham as well. Isaac, they just haven't been able to kind of recruit the players in certainly the quality that they've lost. And you look at what they've bought some of these players for. Isaac, was it 60 million? They're selling for 120. Like tonight, they bought him for a fee. They're selling for more. So clearly, he's improving these players. But at some point, I think if Newcastle do want to go to the next level, they've got. I know it's hard with the PSR and the financial fair play, but if they do want to go to the next level and then stay there, they've got to find a way of holding on to some of these players.
Oh, look at Darren and his floral number. Watching on the smart TV, I like that. Sure. Do you have sympathy for Eddie Howe in this situation? The latest is that Bruno has agreed personal terms with Arsenal, but Newcastle's stance is that he remains not for sale.
Yeah, I do. I mean, it's really tough, and the challenge that you have is not just if one of your big players goes at any football club, at any level really. People understand there's a time and a place. When two go, that can make other players a bit itchy and a bit nervy. Then if three go, all of a sudden they go, hang on a minute, who are we bringing in? And I think they're right on that cusp. I don't know their situation at PSR, but I've been through that, obviously, in my time at Everton, so I know how dangerous that can be. But I think losing the players of that quality, I think that's really tough on Eddie, and I think he's done a great job there. So hopefully, I mean, look, you never know on the other side of that. Good people in their recruitment there. They've shown that over the years, so they might have people lined up, don't forget. So these things can twist very quickly when you get a freshness in the camp and a newness and some quality, and all of a sudden it can feel different.
You are listening to the World Cup weekend. Me, Jermaine O'Hara, a.k.a. Iniesta and Pedri. Jermaine Pennant, a.k.a. Victor Moses. Colton Cole, a.k.a. Lukaku. Unbelievable stuff. Let's get an update from Wimbledon. Lisa O'Sullivan.
Britain's Henry Patton and Harri Hilioara of Finland have the advantage in the men's doubles here on centre court. They took the first set in the tiebreak, 7 points to 4. Being tested in the second by Mate Pavic and Marcelo Arevalo. It is 3 games all in the second. Coming up at 4, we'll have the women's singles final. Karolina Mukova taking on Linda Noskova. And we've had British winners in the wheelchair men's doubles. Gordon Reid and Alfie Hewitt taking their 7th title in their 10th successive final.
OK, let's get an update in the Rugby Nations Championship. Fiji v England. Alfie Reynolds.
Well, 6 minutes gone, Fiji 0, England 7. First try of the game for England. Marcus Smith scoring it in the right-hand corner. The Fijian defence, though, totally asleep. Finn Smith puts in a cross kick. Tommy Freeman actually misses it. The ball hits the flag, bounces back into the field of play. That means it hasn't gone out, and Marcus Smith was alive to it to dab down. Salesi Reasi at the back for Fiji should really have dealt with that. So decent start for England. 7 gone, Fiji 0, England 7.
OK, England, T20 as well, England v India. I think there's a delay. Sam Ellard.
Toss and start time delayed in Southampton due to traffic of all things. Lots of traffic outside the venue. Delaying the arrival of the India team, who only arrived 10 minutes ago. England are here warming up and ready to go, but looks like we're going to get a 3 o'clock start. The toss at 2:45, so a 30-minute delay. It's the 5th and final T20. First one postponed because of rain. England have won the next 3, sitting in their first ever T20 series victory over India. And if England win today, they will go to number 1 in the T20 rankings. 3 o'clock start for this one. England looking for another win and to go top of the T20 rankings.
Sammy, hold on a minute, right? What's going on with cricket, mate? Honestly,
it's traffic, mate.
Cups of tea.
It's not a cricket thing. It's a traffic thing.
Traffic.
It's a road thing.
Look, it's a road thing. It is.
Cricket, Jamie.
Shambles, you lot.
Cricket can be a shambles sometimes, where they will stop for some of the most ridiculous reasons ever. But in this case, Jay, I mean, Team India arrived late because there's traffic. We all drive, don't we? We all know what the roads are like, mate. So I'm happy to slam cricket when it's needed, but on this one,
it's not there.
Traffic's traffic, isn't it right?
Leave earlier.
You're right.
Leave earlier.
That's fair.
Sammy, we'll speak to you in a bit.
Good one, boys.
All right.
Nice one, Keith.
Sorry, boys, we can't toss off these the lights on.
No, he defended his quarters. He defended his quarters. You got put in your place. You did. He got places.
Sammy, he's big on the old cricket.
I know, he loves cricket.
Every time I go to Sam Ellard, there's either a delay or there's a 5-day test which is over in 3, or they have they've got to finish for a cup of tea.
Safe to say you don't rate the sport, do you?
Oh, no, I like cricket. Have
you been to the cricket?
I have been to cricket, yeah. It's all right. Yeah.
Where?
I went to Leeds. Was
it?
You
went Leeds?
Yeah.
Is that where you started?
The Oval.
Headingley.
You went to the Oval?
Yeah. Edgbaston. Good Edgbaston, mate. It's all right.
Did you watch it?
I played cricket back
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I played cricket.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wicketkeeper.
What do you mean?
You definitely went for the hospitality. You went VIP, didn't you? You ain't going in the crowd and having a go.
Come on, mate. That's a silly question. Of course I did.
Yes.
I went for the prawn sandwich.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
and the free drinks. Yeah. That's how you do it. That's how I done it my first time.
Right, look, let's talk about the World Cup so far. I think it's been an amazing World Cup, right? Yeah, it's been an amazing World Cup.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
What?
You're not bought?
No.
Why?
I think it's been a shambles.
Okay. What part of the World Cup are you saying is a shambles? And I'm talking about the games. I'm talking about the games have been good. But you're talking about
I'm saying
everything around it?
Everything around has been a shambles. You've got these hydration breaks, which is a load of nonsense. You've got presidents calling up, getting red cards rescinded.
Delayed.
The stupid things now where I'm thinking, corner, got an opportunity. Oh, no, we're going to give a goal kick. All these just...
VAR.
It's
10 minutes, 10 minutes, VAR getting involved 10 minutes before the goal goes in.
Right.
That was bringing it all the way back. That was...
It's been a bit of a farce. We've got games constantly, weather delays and thunderstorms and tropical storms.
How about the Argentina route?
It's
look, guys. I hear you. I hear you.
Too much going
on. But I've loved it.
I've loved it.
I think it's been brilliant. The fans have been amazing. The people have turned up. The stadiums are outrageous, right? You can't get away from what they're playing at. The atmospheres and all that have been incredible. Yes, there has been a bit of a mockery in terms of some of the refereeing decisions, the whole Donald Trump
Politics.
Yeah, I mean that was a bit of a mess, but I've loved it. I think it's been brilliant.
I just love football.
Yeah.
Like, and I love to see the different styles. Like then, you know, everyone's talking about how many teams are in it now, and it's obviously increased. But some of the teams have done themselves well.
Yeah, well, Cape Verde. I mean, look,
Cape Verde was that's been a great story.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? And,
yeah.
And people will take that and just run with it. So I'm really happy about.
If England win this World Cup, then obviously it's the greatest World Cup.
Obviously,
right? Yeah. It's the greatest World Cup I've ever seen. But if we don't, then I would say it's one of my least favourites.
I think we get to the final.
Well, the reason I'm asking about World Cup, because I want to do a World Cup 11 so far. Yeah. Right, so I want to put some players together. I've nicked a bit of your paper there. Sorry, Charles.
All right, geezer.
Out of all the teams that have played, you know, in terms of, I mean, I guess it's probably easier to start up front because you've got the obvious guys that have stepped up to the plate.
Yeah.
All right, Messi has to be in this team, right? You know, Messi has been incredible. He's probably still one of the best players in the world. It wouldn't surprise me if he plays at another World Cup when he's 43, but now Messi has to be in the team, right? Like right winger, I don't think there's been anyone better than him, no?
Okay, yep.
Who else you put? What are you thinking?
Well, you've got to put Mbappe.
Up front?
Yeah.
Up front or on the wing? This isn't, look, it's like Kane or Haaland, remember?
Yeah, I know, but I think...
Because we're going 3 up front, right? You go 3 up front?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a hard one.
I would say, unfortunately, Mbappe over Kane. You've got to see
so
what...
he's going left?
If you watch France's games, what he's done has been nothing but phenomenal. The goals he's been scoring.
Yeah, but so's Kane.
Yes, I know, but you've got to choose one of them, and I think Mbappe is a better player than Harry Kane.
Listen, it's hard, right?
It's hard. It's close, but
let's not beat around the bush. Is it? Mbappe's a better player. We know that,
and he's
joint
top goal scorer at the moment. Yeah. And let's not forget, last World Cup he was also the top goal scorer.
Yeah.
So for me, and he could be the top goal scorer again. That's 2 years in a row on the highest world stage of football. You are being the Golden Boot winner. For me, he's got to be the number 9. You've got to.
Can't we put Mbappe on the left?
That's what I think. That's what I put him. I put him on the left.
So you put your Messi then?
Well, Messi's on the right.
Yeah.
Mbappe on the left.
Mate, I've gone Mbappe, right. Kane, Messi. I did go Haaland, but I had to get Kane in somehow.
Yeah, Haaland's not in, mate.
We're just overlooking Haaland.
Nah, Haaland's getting bid, mate. Nah, we're playing him to.
No, we're playing him to. You can't go with Haaland.
Yeah, if he's going to pick it, number 10 for me, he's got to be Bellingham. Elise's obviously been great.
I've got Elise.
What's the matter?
I think I just
think he's just.
I'm gonna have to go Elise.
He's been dominating, and if you love beautiful football, the no look passing, the flair, the flicks around the corner, and it's coming off.
Bellingham has stepped up.
He's been clutch.
He has been awesome. Like
he gets on the bench.
We wouldn't be where we would be without Bellingham.
Yeah, but that's us. I'm talking about talking about the World Cup tournament and what I've seen so far. Bellingham has done really well. Don't get me wrong. He's a top player. He's going to be a top player.
It's a tough one, that.
But for me, Elise's made the game look beautiful.
You hurt my feelings.
I know. I've gone with...
All right, do you know what? I'm going to put Kane in there. I'm going to put Mbappe on the left then.
All right. So and Elise
that makes me feel better.
All right. Elise has a 10. Okay. Yeah. All right. Who else are we thinking? We got midfield. Look, we obviously could put Jude Bellingham in midfield. But
we talk about Messi. I'm going to go with that French guy, the Ballon d'Or winner.
Dembele.
You can't play him in centre midfield.
No. I'm talking about Messi. It's either Dembele on that right or Messi.
You're not taking Messi out. We're not taking Messi out, mate. That's not up for debate.
That's a non-negotiable.
That's non-negotiable. Yes, it is.
Colton.
Messi's in this team, mate. He scored 7 goals.
If you want
I love Dembele.
If you want to remain in the studio, please refrain from saying that.
I'll be ejecting myself out of here very soon anyway. So
no, the front three's done. Elise's done. Centre midfield. I'd put Rodri in there.
Why?
Well, because Spain they conceded 1 goal in this tournament,
and Rodri is the best in that position.
Like in terms of that position in that role, what he's done best. When you watch him, he is still unbelievable.
He's been dominating this, and do you know what it is?
He's
controlling it, and this is at his pace as well.
Rodri. I think we all can agree on that.
Yeah. And other centre midfield players to choose from. You got Guimaraes, who's done all right. Unani from Morocco Enzo Fernandez as well.
Enzo's had a very decent.
He's played well, Enzo.
We've got to go with Enzo.
Can we not put Jude in there rather than a number 10? Can we not?
Well, he's not played there, has he? He's been the number 10.
We did play there for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Throw him as an 8.
And to be fair, Mbappe ain't played it. So we do what we want.
Mate, this is our team, right? We're the gaffer.
Yeah, we're in charge here, right? This is our World Cup 11.
All right, let's go Bellingham. Put Bellingham in. Yeah, Bellingham's in there.
Right, now this is where it gets tricky because we're going into the back four. At the moment, we've got Mbappe, Kane, Messi, Elise, Rodri and Bellingham.
Yeah.
The back four. Cucurella is someone to talk about. Hakimi. Kubasi from Spain has done
Kubasi's been really
good.
Harry Souttar, Australia, he done all right, to be fair. Christian Romero.
No, I can't put that guy in.
No?
Why?
Because he's a hothead. They can't trust him.
Yeah, but it's only what he's delivered now. It's not like you're going to have to trust him to do anything. He's just done well to get this far.
He's done well, but I think there's
Martinez,
other defenders who have been better.
Martinez, to be honest,
scoring goals, conceding left, right, and centre.
Yeah, Argentina.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, they almost got knocked out by Egypt, where they should have.
Cucurella at left back.
Yeah.
Go on, he's fair enough. Cuckoo gets in there.
Yeah, he does get in there.
He does.
I mean, right back, well, it definitely ain't from England. That's been a
Absolutely
huge
not.
problem for us.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's been a massive problem for us.
Probably Hakimi.
You're going to go with Hakimi?
Yeah, probably Hakimi.
Well, what we're going to do, we're going to break. You can help us out on this. Give us a call. Phil, what do you think should be in a World Cup 11 so far? 03 717 22 33 44.
I mean, as recently as 2024, Bruno Touzazol, he told everybody who cared to listen what he wanted to achieve at Newcastle.
Never said that I would like to leave. Since I signed for the club, I always said I want to put my name in the club history, and nothing changed. Nothing changed from me. It is keeping going. I still want to win some trophy for me. When I signed for the club, I said I want to play Champions League, and everyone said that I was crazy. And we got it. Now I wanna be in Champions League again. I wanna win something for the club. I think the fans deserve. We are worked so hard to get it. So this is still my dream.
And then a year later, Simon, they win the Carabao Cup. And Bruno says, "This is my second home. We're making history. Someday, when I leave this club, I want the fans to sing my name the way they do Alan Shearer." I'm not sure that's going to happen.
Well, look, first and foremost, ask yourself the question, why are these players suddenly all deserting the sinking ship? It's not a sinking ship, but it doesn't appear to be a particularly ambitious one. It doesn't appear to have an ownership model that everyone thought was going to change the whole direction of football. Oh my God, we've just sold to a nation state, one of the richest nation states, and look what they're going to do to football. But they haven't done anything. They're going to buy everybody. They're going to buy Ronaldo. They're going to buy Messi. They're going to have this player here, that player, this player, and they haven't. Yeah. They bought a bunch of players that to some extent they've gone and made better. And these players are now doing what every player does, which is go, Liverpool.
Yeah.
Oh, Arsenal.
Yeah.
Oh, Real Madrid. And that's what Newcastle have found themselves in a position of doing. So ask yourself the question, despite the vilification of a player that 2 years ago said he wanted to stay, nothing lasts forever. He's done his 2 years. He is entitled to leave. How he leaves is the key component part of this. But also, why? Why are Newcastle now a place where people want to leave?
What happened in Belo Horizonte in 2014 is the stuff of legend. The Brazilians slapped 7-1 in their own country in a World Cup semi-final. But something else historic happened that day. Going into the last four match, Miroslav Klose was tied with R9 for the most World Cup goals scored. The record was 15, and Klose had matched that in the groups. With this being his last World Cup, he was running out of time. The 36-year-old had started a majority of Germany's games, but it wasn't quite clicking. Come the semi-final, he was determined to get the job done and in front of the Brazilian fans. And this was the moment. 23 minutes in. Thomas Muller peeled in from the left, laid it off, and after Klose's first shot was saved, the follow-up was fired in. And just look what it meant. The record was his. 16 goals across 4 tournaments, and the phenomenon that was Ronaldo Nazario de Lima was bumped into second place. All of Klose's doubters silenced. Germany scored another 5 goals. The home fans were in tears, and it became perhaps the most famous scoreline in World Cup history. In amongst all that, Klose's record-breaking moment often goes forgotten. But when you think of the players below him on the list, individual achievements don't get much better.
You are listening to the World Cup weekend. Me, Jermaine O'Hara, Jermaine Pennant and Colton Cole. We are doing a World Cup 11. We have got so far in the team Mbappe, Kane, Messi, Elise, Rodri, Bellingham, Cucurella. Let's go to Josh. He's a Chelsea fan. All right, Josh?
How you doing, mate? All right?
Yeah, I'm all right, Josh. I'm all right. Go on. You helping us out in the team?
Yeah, I reckon you've got to have Gabriel in there, mate, all day long.
What do you mean?
Gabriel? So he wants to go Gabriel Saliba at the back, I bet. He wants to go Arsenal.
Nah, I don't want to go Saliba as well. I'm going to say Pacho.
You can't have Gabriel in there, though, Josh.
Why Gabriel?
Well, he had a stinker against Haaland. And Brazil were out.
But you can't tell me he ain't one of the best centre-backs in the world right now.
We're talking about World Cup 11.
This tournament.
This tournament.
Who's been the best player in the tournament so far? So we're just putting
Gabriel, he can't be in it.
You can't just put him in because you like him.
All right, we'll go.
I like Jamie. I ain't putting him in it.
Hey, you put me in there, mate.
No, I'm not putting you in there.
Iniesta over here.
Yeah.
Go on, mate. So what's your thinking? It's got to be Saliba and Kabasi, surely.
You reckon?
Kabasi, definitely.
Kabasi's been unbelievable, mate.
Kabasi, I think, is.
And probably Saliba for me. Those
Saliba,
two. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go Kabasi, mate. You went to a different dimension with that one, eh?
Nah, mate.
He hasn't been that good in the World Cup.
He hasn't.
No, he hasn't. Look, just before we carry on with this, we have got some really sad news to break, and we've come back in. We're going to get some proper info on it.
Yeah,
Charlie's going to give us some info.
So the former Chelsea and Leeds United owner, Ken Bates, has died at the age of 94. Chelsea announced that this morning, saying he passed away peacefully in Monaco, surrounded by his wife and family. They go on in a statement, say, "It is with great sadness that we share the news of the loss of Ken Bates, former owner and chairman of Chelsea Football Club. The club sends our heartfelt condolences to Ken's wife Susanna and the rest of his family and friends. Ken's determination to fight for Chelsea when times were tough and drive the team on to winning trophies will never be forgotten." It's a big loss for Chelsea Football Club.
Colton, I asked you about Ken Bates. You know him, and obviously it's a sad loss for football, sad loss for Chelsea as well.
Listen, what can I say about that man? He was very, very, very good for me in my life and my career and my family's life, and what I got to achieve and what I got out of the game. He was a type of person that took me under his wing. I remember when he had the office over at Stamford Bridge, and he used to invite me there just to come sit down and just read magazines and that. And his wife was there, Susan, and she was a lovely person as well. And they took me under their wing, and I'm forever indebted to him and what he's given to me through football.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's a bit of a shock for me.
Yeah.
And there's nothing I can really say or do to make this even better. But he lived a very fruitful and long life.
He was
94.
I mean, look, 94.
It's a great innings.
Yeah,
it's a long way.
He bought Chelsea for £1. He took them out of a real bad situation. He saved Chelsea.
And he was with Matthew Harding as well, that came on board as well and helped him with Chelsea. And obviously, we tragically lost Matthew Harding in a helicopter accident. So it was he took the mantle at Chelsea, and he was such a top person and cared about the club. And when Roman Abramovich came in, begrudgingly he had to do the sell. But if he could have it his own way, he would have had Chelsea for the rest of his life. You know, and I can't thank him enough for what he's done for me and other players that came through when he was there at the helm.
Okay, nice words, and thanks for the info. Sadly, former Chelsea Leeds owner Ken Bates dies aged 94. I think we're going to try and get Jason on as well, because I think he knows Ken very well. Yeah, he knows him well. So Cundy potentially comes on a little bit later on in the show. We'll go back to the World Cup 11 that we put together. Cucurella, Saliba, and then we're putting Kabassi in there as well. He's centre half, is he? He's always
centre half.
So then it only really leaves a goalkeeper. For me, the goalkeeper has to be Vizinha, the Cape Verde keeper. Right?
Yeah, for the story of this World Cup, I think he deserves, to be.
Didn't he get over 10 million followers?
No. So before the World Cup, he had 50,000 followers on his socials on Instagram.
Decent. That's decent, isn't it?
50,000, and now he's sitting at 23.7 million.
That's outrageous.
That is outrageous.
That's unbelievable. I mean, fair play. I mean, I don't know what you do with it.
I need some goalkeeper gloves.
Yeah.
What you do with those followers is you monetize it.
Yeah,
son.
Well, I think he's doing more.
But no, he's had a great World Cup.
To be fair, he was decent.
No, yeah.
Right.
Some of the saves he's been pulling out have been absolutely nothing but top drawer.
I think he's doing more than monetizing.
Yeah,
we've seen his following, who he's following.
Yeah,
so he's been sieving through his followers.
Has he?
And just following birds.
What?
That's what he's been doing, mate. That's what he's been doing.
Golly.
He's been sieving through and says, "Yeah, that's a bit of me. Bit of me." Yeah. That's what he's been doing.
How do you know?
Because it come up on my feed. Come up. The guy's been scouting. He's been scouting.
He's enjoyed himself.
He's enjoyed himself.
22 million.
Wouldn't you?
Well, I'm married, so.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you was him.
For yourself, son.
Just finishing this scene.
The talent.
What about Hakimi? So Hakimi?
I think
Right back?
Hakimi. Yeah, he's had a good World Cup.
Well,
He's been good.
Who's the other candidates? Go on, who put in there?
Jed Spence.
Why you lot laughing?
Trent.
Reece James.
Listen.
Never plays. Always injured. Good player though.
Go on Kwanzaa. Go on Kwanzaa.
I'm going Hakimi. Right? I'm going to get out of this situation before we get ourselves in trouble. The World Cup 11, we've got Vizinha, Cucurella, Saliba, Kabassi, Hakimi, Bellingham, Rodri, Elise, and Mbappe came Messi. No Haaland.
I know it's shocking to say that. No Haaland, no Yamal.
It might be Haaland after tonight. I can tell you that for sure.
Yeah, if that is the case, we'll be all
we won't be doing this, would we?
No.
Doing a World Cup 11. We ain't going to be doing that if we're out.
No, I'll be going on holiday. That's where I'll be going. All right, get your calls in. We're going to be building up to England's game. It is live tonight on talkSPORT, 10 p.m. We're also going to hear from Thomas Tuchel.
I think you're underestimating Bruno Guimaraes. I mean, you can look at the figures and say, yeah, not brilliantly impressive. But every Newcastle fan will tell you he's the heartbeat of their team.
Yeah, that's Newcastle, though, Jeff. Jeff, we're not Newcastle United.
Oh,
right?
Joe, don't be arrogant. Do not be arrogant, pal.
What do you mean not be arrogant? We're Premier League champions.
Yeah,
I'm not saying I don't want him at the club.
Yeah, you're Premier League champions now. You're Premier League champions now. Let's come on in 12 months' time and find out if you're going to say the same thing if you're not Premier League champions then.
Jeff, of course we're Premier League champions. We just won it a few months ago. Come on, you know?
Yeah.
So you got to give us a bit of time. What I'm saying is, good player, but I don't want him to be the marquee signing. If he is the marquee signing, I'm going to be upset.
Well, I tell you what, Joel, shouldn't you be worried? You're talking about marquee signings. Aren't you concerned about financial fair play, or the equivalent of as it is now? And you busting the rules.
Get rid of everyone you need to get rid of to make it happen. Because if you're spending 60 mil on a player, then that means people need to go as well, right? Get rid of. We've just spoken about Norgard. If you don't like him, get rid of
Trossard,
him.
Gabriel Jesus.
We're hearing Trossard. Get rid of all of them. You know, to be fair, I do like Trossard. And if it was up to me, I'd get rid of Martinelli instead. But get rid of who you need to get rid of. Then we can start talking business. But this better not be the marquee signing.
I do the marquee signing, but I agree that Arsenal need a left winger. Do you know what I mean? Don't spend 80 million on Guimaraes and then you can't afford to go and buy, like, if Barcola's available, for instance, Joel, and he's worth 100. You know, you need a top left winger, don't you, on that side?
100%. And that's what I want to see. I want to see someone. Look, the reality is if Marcus Rashford was available at a good price, I would probably go for him. As long as, you know, it doesn't unbalance the team, because he's a great player. And the reason why I say unbalance the team is because, you know, you heard of the stuff at United before, how he was over there when things weren't going his way or things were a bit down. So I think it would be a good move for us to go in there and get him.
You are listening to the World Cup weekend there on talkSPORT. Me, Jermaine Pennant and Colton Cole. Let's get an update from Wimbledon. Lisa.
We've had British winners in the wheelchair men's doubles already today. Gordon Reid and Alfie Hewitt taking their 7th title from 10 successive finals. And Alfie Hewitt will be going for the men's singles title tomorrow at 4 o'clock. We've got the women's Wimbledon final. We'll have a brand new champion. She will come from Czechia, but will it be 29-year-old Karolina Mukova or the 21-year-old Linda Noskova? Now, right here on centre court, we are at the business end of the competition. Harry Hiliovala and Henry Patton of Great Britain are leading by a set. They are now 5 points to 7 up in the second set tiebreak. So potentially away just 1 point now from their second Wimbledon title. So if you stay with me, it is match point for Hiliovala of Finland. Henry Patton, who famously in 2017 worked as a data logger for IBM. He was recording the points from matches on the outside courts and obviously looking to improve his tennis career, which he has done because he is a Wimbledon champion alongside Hiliovala, having won this in 2024. It's been a big ask for Marcelo Arevalo, playing his 11th match in 11 days as they haul 1 point back. He won the mixed doubles title yesterday with Yelena Ostapenko to become the first ever Wimbledon champion from El Salvador. But he is on the wrong end of this as the centre court crowd look to get behind the British player Henry Patton with his Finnish partner. This could go on a little bit, but if you just hang with me, a British winner at Wimbledon is worth mentioning. As I say, that first set tiebreak, 7-4. To Hiliovala and Henry Patton as they look for the 1 point they now need. And they take to become Wimbledon champions for the second time. A roly-poly, head over the heels, rackets in the air, centre court, absolutely delighted. Hiliovala, Henry Patton, Wimbledon champions in the men's doubles once again, 7-6, 7-6.
Yeah, amazing. Congratulations to them. Let's get an update in the rugby as well, Alfie Reynolds.
Yeah, 10 minutes to go until half-time. It's Fiji 3, England 21. I'll be honest, scrappy match this. England won't care. They've just scored their 3rd try of the game. Guy Pepper crashing over from close range. Good power from the England back rower, and that capitalised on Fiji being reduced to 14. Lavani Bottia just before that had been shown a yellow card. He's still got 6 minutes remaining on his sin bin period. The other England scores were scored by Marcus Smith and Jamie George, but with 10 to go until half-time, it's been a fairly straightforward afternoon so far for England, and how they needed it after defeat to South Africa last weekend. Current score, Fiji 3, England 21.
Okay, Norway v England, commentary tonight, 10 p.m. on talkSPORT. Let's hear from England manager Thomas Tuchel on the importance of rest after such an emotional game against Mexico.
Game was very draining emotionally for everyone, and then physically, especially for the players. And then we lost because we flew back home straight away, landed 6 o'clock, 6:30 I think in Kansas in the morning, but lost basically. We started our flight at 2 in the morning or something, so we lost a full night of sleep, which was, like I said, quite draining, but of course on the highest level of positive emotions, which is can also be sometimes make you tired and be fatiguing. But yeah, we had our 2 days to digest it. We took them, and in the third day we had a bridge day to accept these different kind of emotions. Some players played, some did not play. Some saw their families, some missed their families, like so many different layers of emotions. So we had another bridge day to accept that, and then 2 days full focus on Norway, because we had to draw a line in the sand. Doesn't make sense to look back, and it was a big step, but it was only a step, and we want to go further.
Yeah, look, obviously Thomas Tuchel, he's been very honest and open actually throughout the World Cup on, situations and opponents and overcoming like the Azteca and all that. So I've been really impressed with Thomas Tuchel so far. Now, he's been brought in for these moments though, right? Quarter-final, semi-final, final. He's got to find a way to get it over the line, but rest is obviously important for the boys. And have you been away on a long periods, like done a long 6-week tournament or?
No.
Because I can imagine it's hard.
When you go away, no, we have like under 21s.
Yeah, we've had to go away on these tournaments, and it's draining. Sometimes it can get really boring as well.
Well, if you're in your squad, it's not boring. When I've been in your squads, you've entertained everything. You are the entertainment, and then you get sent home. So it's a little bit different when you got certain characters in your squad. If you've got good characters in your squad, and
which they look like they are,
and you have the trust of the gaffer, it can go swimmingly.
Yeah, I feel like obviously when we were playing, I always found going away really boring. I hated going away and sitting in a hotel for a week, and it was just like train, itinerary, lunch, train,
sleep,
tactics,
dinner.
Sleep. It was now it feels like. I think Gareth Southgate changed that. Now that you see him, they're playing golf, or they have like little moments,
doing other things.
Doing other things. He's allowing family to come in. So I think that's hugely important, especially if you're going to be there for 6-7 weeks. Right? You need to be able to have downtime where you can switch off.
That's the difference now. That's why they've got more of a bond, I'd say, than we did. Like
it was very military when we.
Yeah. So like when I was under Capello when we went to various places around the world, and our base would be in England, and would go away somewhere, but you'd spend 10 days together.
Yeah,
really, 10 to 2 weeks to get 10 days to 2 weeks, and it could drain you, because you get to the next. You can't wait for the game to come.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
because you're not really enjoying each other's company.
Yeah,
you're kind of like it's dragging on, but if you've got something to do and break it up, it's definitely going to be better, And I think as you're right when you said Gareth sorted that out, and because he knew
we got to try and make it like a club feel, right?
You have to, especially one of these tournaments. These tournaments, you're going to need each other anyway, so you got to do team bonding events. There's nothing too in your face to say, "Oh, we're doing a team bonding event," but something that. They got the darts out.
Yeah.
They're getting Ed Sheeran in as well. They're getting up.
We didn't have really much of that game.
Yeah,
it was like you touched.
Too regimented,
very regimented, strict military kind of. Like I said, train you back in your rooms. You may be about to chill by the pool, and that's you're not really
playing Call of Duty. That's really, what was the buzz of it.
You don't really leave the vicinity of your hotel.
Yeah.
It's got like a little bit of a prison kind of feel.
Yeah. I hear you, but I feel like go back to John Stones' moment, just in the dressing room. It feels like they're all mates.
Yeah,
and that's everything, right? That can get you over the line in terms of
it's crucial.
when you're not playing, might not play great, but you're a team.
Yeah. And listen, if you don't play great, but you get it over the line because of that team bond, then Tuchel's done his job. So he's selected players in this squad because of that. Because he's got the right blend. He must have the right blend, the right characters to make a dressing room perk up a little bit. So when you do need your mate to like help you through something that, or you've just been beaten, he's going to cover for you. He ain't going to make you look bad.
One thing I do notice with this is that, you know, previously there will be cliques. So you'd have a few Man United, a few Liverpool, Chelsea, like all those guys doing their own kind of thing, like sticking together. You know, like very cliquey. But now it just seems like, doesn't matter where they're playing, they're all one.
Yeah.
They all hang out together. There's no like, oh yeah, those two are over there and that threes are sitting over there. And everyone's in one. It's like a massive, that club feeling. We're all mates, which is, you know, probably fantastic.
Priceless. It's priceless. Getting that chemistry together, it's priceless.
You need it.
And it's not easy. Like Southgate built that, but then Thomas Tuchel come in and you go, right, what is it going to be different? But it feels like he's right amongst it as well.
Yeah.
He gets it. He gets it.
Oh, he's a geezer. That's why.
Yeah.
I've seen this guy out a few times in Kensington Roof Gardens. He loves it. Yeah.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
We've had a beer with him.
You've been out with Tommy T.
Oh, he loves it, mate. Tommy T's in Kensington Roof.
Thomas the Tank Engine. Is that his alter ego?
Just bowling around. I look around. What are you doing, mate? Should we
Come on, Tommy
T?
T.
He's like, nah, Saturday, pal, I'm having a little weekend off. Gosh, get me to Kensington.
Love that.
I reckon he is one of them guys that you can kind of get on with, right? He's obviously he's going to run you and he's going to work hard and he's a manager, but he's also, it looks like to me that he knows how to deal with young players.
Listen, mate.
He loves it.
You don't need him to be your mate. You just need to respect him. Yeah, and he's not going to be wanting to be your mate because he knows he's going to let you down at some point.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So there's got to be that barrier. But at the same time...
he's going to let you down at some point.
He will do, because you're not always going to play. You know what I mean? Something might happen. I always say, and Sam Allardyce always says this as well, he says, it's not the players that are playing in the starting 11 that you got to keep sweet.
Yeah.
It's the rest of the squad.
Yeah.
They've got to feel part of it.
I think that's why he maybe potentially didn't take Trent, right? Because I don't know if he thought that Trent would be able to
sulk in maybe and
6 weeks of not playing, right?
But we're speculating. We're speculating.
Course, but
you know what I mean? But he's obviously not at the forefront of him playing. So he said, do you know what? If I don't take Trent, he's going to start sulking at some point because he is world class. He should be playing.
Yeah.
But maybe he's looked at it and thought, maybe I can't do it because I don't know. He'll be disappointed if he ain't playing all the time.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a blunder not taking him.
But that's where. But my criticism to that is be like, all right, just make sure you keep your whole squad happy. And that's your job as a manager.
Yeah.
It's not taking the egos out and not being able to manage it.
Everyone seems like they know
You've got to be able to manage egos. Doesn't matter who. That's what Ancelotti's really good at.
Well,
everyone loves him.
I got dumped out by Norway.
Yeah, but
Neymar, and that went down like a lead balloon.
Yeah, I know.
But no, I hear you. I hear you.
But João Pedro should have gone.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying. I think that's what he's got proof in the pudding, Ancelotti. You know what I mean? So, but he knows how to manage egos. I think we're missing a trick not bringing certain players, but we're this far now, so we can't even hate on it.
He's got it right so far.
He's got it right so far.
Are you done, Cole? Are you off? What's going on here?
I've got to go up north, you know.
What do you mean? So you're doing half a show?
Well, listen, mate.
Half a show.
What's that about?
The powers that be.
Is that half a thing?
Phoned me up and said, listen.
Does he get
these two are going to be struggling, so they need your help. So I said, I'll come on. I'll give them a little booster for the first half, and then I'll get off.
I'm quite glad you go.
Yeah, I've put you on your road now, innit? You lot can. I'm like the pace setter.
Honestly.
You know what I mean? I'm the pace setter.
He come in 5 minutes before the show started.
Yeah.
He rolled in, and now he's dipping halfway through.
Bro, I've got things, bro. My lifestyle's not the same as yours, bro.
Well, you know what, mate? Look, you're going.
We're totally different people, bro.
We've got a good sub.
Good sub
coming on.
Who is it?
Alex Crook.
Core blood. Has he got any banter?
Crook is coming up, mate. He's on fire out in Miami.
He's
coming on for the next 2 hours. Coley, go and enjoy yourself.
I will.
Lukaku, enjoy, mate.
Lukaku. Careful up there.
Lukaku,
all right, Cuckoo. All right. Oh, Pedri over there.
Coley, you're a star, mate. See you later. Coming up next, we are heading to Miami. We are going to be getting Alex Crook on. We are building up to the game, England v Norway. How you feeling? We're getting closer to kick-off. Give us a call, 03 717 22 33 44.
Because Infantino, though, Simon, has said, yes, I got a call from Trump on Balogun.
Yeah.
They have allowed themselves to be boxed into a ridiculous corner, haven't they?
Well, it's one thing players cheating on a field, but when the people that are supposed to uphold the game ignore the integrity of their own positions, to damage the authenticity of what people might be watching, and challenge the legitimacy of it by allowing one set of group of people to have an advantage and not on others, you should start worrying about the existential threat that has to the game, and start worrying about what's happening to the football and where it's going next, and what will happen to it next.
Because if the Balogun situation did exist, and we never heard of a call going in from Trump to Infantino, the Kwanzaa 2-match ban
would be less controversial.
Would be much less controversial. It would almost come and go.
But again, we've got to distill it backwards, I think. If you sit there and you say, why is there no process available to rescind a red card? Why would there not be one? What is the logical thinking? Maybe FIFA can explain to us why it was necessary for the Trump regime to instigate some thinking into FIFA that should have been there in the first place. It shouldn't require Trump to be involved in the conversation. It should have been a simple appeal from, and by the way, US Soccer would have been all over this. It wasn't just Trump that did it. It was US Soccer that probably prompted him to do it. And they're sort of going in the background. It's not us, it's our commander-in-chief. No, Trump makes all the noise and carries all the cachet. But there should have been a process.
There's no regularity to this, Simon. Ironically, if you get sent off for in the Premier League for serious foul play, it's a 3-match ban.
But that's because you've got a 38-game season. This is a limited window. So people are always going to condense it down based upon the size of the tournament. But even more so in a limited window tournament, you should want an appeal process to be able to rescind in the same way that it can award upwards. It makes no sense.
The story of England's World Cup win in 1966 is the stuff of legend. Pickles and a lost trophy, World Cup Willie, they think it's all over. They couldn't have done it without the skills and goals of Sir Geoff Hurst. But his World Cup journey wasn't always plain sailing. But for a freak injury in the group stages in 1966, we may have never been speaking about Sir Geoff Hurst in the same way. He got the call after Jimmy Greaves had his leg sliced open against France in the final group match. Hurst got off to a flying start in the knockouts, literally, scoring the winner against Argentina 12 minutes from time in the quarter-final. He didn't score in the semis against Portugal, but his influence on the game was massive. When Greavesy was past fit for the final, though, the public and the press wanted their main man back in. Sir Alf Ramsey stuck with Hurst, and the rest, well, you know. His heroics prompted parties on the streets. Once the celebrations had died down, England started preparing to defend the trophy. And just look at their record between 66 and 70. Only 4 losses in 36 games. But when 70 came around, fate played a mean trick on Hurst. In the quarter-final against the Germans, Hurst scored a legitimate goal in extra time that was disallowed. And England lost. Basically the exact opposite of the 1966 World Cup final. With that, Sir Geoff's pretty short World Cup career came to an end. When you look at his stats, they aren't massively impressive. But when you consider 3 of his 5 goals came on that glorious afternoon at Wembley, it's not a bad trade-off. What you might not know about Sir Geoff, though, is that after retiring, he didn't stay in football. I mean, he tried, oh yes, but he packed in management after 2 years and later worked in insurance because he couldn't afford his mortgage. I mean, can you imagine Harry Kane in insurance nowadays? Yes, Sir Geoff may have only played in 2 World Cups, but crucially, he helped bring one of them home. Jules Rimet, still gleaming.
Stands up a ball and a diving header is in, and England sail a chance to get I'm aware of the responsibility, I'm aware of the pressure that I carry along with all the other players.
Harry, your country needs you here. You've got to put this away. Right foot in, he has!
On the occasion, the team, everything against us, we found a way.
It's the dawn of a new era, and we do have an elite manager, and we have got some elite players.
We're going to win the World Cup, Bex.
Absolutely.
You are listening to the World Cup weekend on talkSPORT. Me, Jermaine Pennant, and Alex Crook now joins us. Crookie, how are you, matey?
Good morning, boys. Welcome to Miami. I am absolutely fine and dandy and buzzing to see England book their place in a World Cup semi-final later today.
Yeah, Crookie, I know you've been out and about. You've been in great form. How are you feeling going into Miami? It's going to be hot, mate. I see you've got your cowboy hat on, your Hawaiian shirt. This is a big day for you.
I'm not sure anybody on YouTube really needs to see me trying to be David Hasselhoff on Miami Beach, but there you go. It's far too early in the day for that. It's not quite as hot as it has been. In fact, there's sort of storm clouds overhead. There was a suggestion that maybe the game could be delayed due to a thunderstorm. It looks like that might not be the case now, but yeah, certainly that humidity is going to play a part. There are 30,000 at least England fans bouncing around this amazing city, and confidence is high, Jamie, and it should be. You know, this is not England against Brazil, England against Argentina, England against France or Spain. We are better than Norway. If we go out and we play our best game and the Norwegians bring their best game, we're going to win.
Yeah, we know the Norwegian fans can be pretty vocal, and they've got their row going on, which has been going viral. What's the Norwegian fans' vibe at the moment over there?
I think they see this as an opportunity of a lifetime. Obviously, before this tournament, hadn't qualified for a World Cup since France '98, had never progressed beyond the group stage of the World Cup, had never won a knockout game, certainly had never found themselves in a quarter-final. So they're not going to die wanting, the Norwegian fans and players. They're going to try and take England on, I think, and that might just suit us because obviously we've struggled against teams who sit deep in a low block. Not sure Norway will necessarily do that, but they're just enjoying every moment. And what's been so good about this World Cup, guys, and I've been to Dallas, I've been to Houston, I've been in New York for a while now, and here I am in Miami, where I don't want to leave, by the way. I'd gladly stay here for the rest of the tournament.
Living the dream, you are, Crookie, mate. You're living the dream.
Honestly, the thought of coming back to England and back to reality in 9 days' time is a concerning one. But what I was going to say is that the relationship between fans from all countries, the way they've mingled together, the way they've embraced this World Cup has been absolutely fantastic. And in the hotel this morning, all the American staff there are wishing England luck. I think the locals are hoping that now Team USA are out of this tournament, that England can go all the way.
It's gonna. I can't wait for it. And I'm gutted, actually. I haven't been out there to experience it because there was a lot of talk about the World Cup and, you know, the Three Nations and it being all over the place. But it does feel like talkSPORT have been great and Crookie's been at the heart of it. It does feel like the World Cup fever has set in America. Like, people have been right up for it. Everyone's fancied. And the stadiums have been ridiculous. Like, the grounds have been full.
Yeah, it's been for the fan side of things. They've really embraced it, and if you do listen and look out, it's like all the fans, the American fans, probably wasn't, who call it soccer, probably wasn't, you know, really aware of the World Cup and football, are now massive fans of the game because of how fans have gone over there, being vibrant, showing their culture, enjoying their culture. For that part of it, it's been absolutely a success.
Crookie, look, we've been obviously talking for 2 hours about the England game and scenarios, and we're talking about Haaland and Odegaard. How do you think England approached the game today? Because you said it's going to be hot. Is there a different style that maybe we go at? Is there a different style for them?
Well, I think the fact it's hot might slow the pace of the game down. But obviously it's the same for both teams. You maybe be more concerned if it was England against Brazil, as we all thought it might be at one stage, because obviously the Brazilians would be more adept at coping with the hot and humid conditions. But I think it'll be similar to what we've seen in past matches for England. Certainly in that Mexico game, I came away from that thinking that should embolden them. The fact they've gone to the Azteca, where Mexico almost never lose. They were down to 10 men for so long. Thomas Tuchel obviously had to adopt a very defensive approach at the end of that game. But having come through it, and I think it was one of England's greatest ever nights, certainly on foreign soil, up there with scoring 5 goals against Germany in Munich under Sven-Göran Eriksson, I think it was at the time. It should give the players and the fans confidence that we can go deep into this tournament. And you heard in the package there one of our pundits saying Thomas Tuchel is an elite manager. I think he's proved that at this tournament already. A lot of talk about hydration breaks. I'm not a fan. That's been one of the common themes, actually. Every stadium I've been in, when the hydration break comes around, it's loudly booed. But what Thomas Tuchel has done really well, he did it particularly against DR Congo and against Mexico to a certain extent. He's used that as a sort of tactical timeout, maybe just to make a couple of subtle adjustments. I think he's our cheat code in this World Cup, Thomas Tuchel.
Yeah. Crooked, don't want to put a downer on it, but obviously we conceded 2 goals against Mexico. Against Mexico, and we gave a lot of opportunities to Raul Jimenez, but he never really converted. Do England need to be better prepared? Because if we give those kind of opportunities to Haaland, we know they'll be in the back of the net.
Yeah, and again, that's been the story of the tournament. Obviously conceded twice against Croatia. I think Ghana should have scored against us. They had more than enough opportunities on the counter-attack in that 0-0 draw. Obviously did concede against Congo, did concede twice, as you say, against Mexico. I think we will concede. I think we've got to be prepared for that. I don't think we stop Erling Haaland scoring. All we could try and do is stop the supply line into him. But it seems to be that Tuchel's approach, he knows the defence is not watertight. Obviously, we've still got issues at right back. Will it be Jed Spence? Will they gamble on the fitness of Reece James? I think you'd be loath to move Ezri Konsa out of the centre of defence.
Crookie, do we know about Reece James?
Him at right back.
Do we know more about Reece James?
Well, we know he trained... We know he at least started the training session yesterday. We had our cameras at the stadium and we were allowed to film the first 15 minutes. How much of the session he took part in, we don't know. I'm not sure he's going to be fit to play 90 minutes, particularly up against Nusa, who is a real quicksilver winger for Norway. So I think it probably will be Jed Spence. When you think about one of the main reasons he was brought into the squad was because he's quicker than anybody else in the team. But we may see Reece James at some point, but that's been an issue throughout the tournament. We haven't looked defensively sound as a result of that. But I think the approach from Thomas Tuchel is that we can outscore the opposition, and it's going to make for quite an entertaining evening.
Yeah, I just can't wait for it.
I can't wait for it, but I'm also slightly worried as well. I'm not going to lie, because this is a tougher test than Mexico.
I don't know if it is.
I think this team. I've watched Norway, and they look. They have been dark horses.
A good side, but like Mexico in the Azteca, that was iconic.
No, the whole...
We come over that. We got over that hurdle. I get it. This is a tough game. And I get it. We talk about Haaland. Like, I do, but forget all that. We're better than Norway.
No, we are.
We are so much
There's a lot of Premier League experience in this Norwegian team as well. That are starters in the Premier League.
Yeah, but not top players.
Yeah, I know, but I think they've got better players than Mexico. If you go man for man, they've probably got better players than Mexico.
Do you think we've hyped up the game a bit too much in terms of the Haaland-Odegaard thing, Crookie?
No, because they are their 2 best players. Erling Haaland has scored in his last 14 games for Norway. So, if we had Erling Haaland, and of course he was born in England, then I'd be very confident. Imagine that, Haaland and Kane taking on the rest of the world at this World Cup. So, no, I do think we have to be aware of them. But I agree with you, Jamie. I just think man for man, we are the better team. And I also wonder, it was a brilliant result for Norway outing Brazil. Probably the best result, undoubtedly actually the best result in their history, and the scenes at the end where Haaland leading that Viking row were iconic.
Mm-hmm.
Have they peaked? Was that their moment? Emotionally, can they go again?
Mm-hmm. God, let's hope
well,
that's peaked.
It's definitely going to give them...
I feel like, though, because it's Haaland and Odegaard who play in the Premier League, we all know about them, we all love Haaland, right?
Yeah.
I just feel like there is another story to be told. You know, there is a story there. Whether it means Norway going through, it might be England, giving them a slapping, right? But there is a story that's going to unfold tonight.
Well, I hope there isn't. There is no story.
We won't get a better chance, boys, will we? If I'd said to you at the start of the tournament, we're going to go into the knockout stage of the World Cup. All right, you've got a win in Mexico City, but then to get to a semi-final, only the second semi-final since Italia '90, you've got to beat Norway. We'd have taken that.
Oh,
Oh, I'd have took your hand off.
We all thought that the route was going to be Mexico, Brazil, Argentina, France, right? That's what we've all looked at. This one, I don't want to say it's a touch, but it's better than Brazil.
Yeah.
I'd rather play Norway than Brazil.
No, 100%.
Just because of the hype of the game. We're expected to go and dominate this game. We're expected to go and win. No, I get it. It's tough. But we're a better team. And we should go through. I'll be disappointed. If we don't win tonight, I would be disappointed.
Oh, yeah. But
you can't we go out with a heads held high. No. We've got to win tonight. We have to go through. Simple as that.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Like I said, if you would have given me this at the start of the campaign, look, right, you're going to play Norway, then you're going to get Argentina and France to the final. And I said, yeah, please, give it me all day long.
Crookie, you're with us for 2 hours, right? You're out in Miami. We're going to get stuck into you. We know you've been knocking about. Producer Ryan's out there with you. I've heard he's a bit hungover. But we've got loads to talk about. We're going to do transfer latest with you just after the break.
We all expected, okay, we need to beat Croatia by 3 goals. We need to go and beat Ghana by 3, and then we should beat Panama by 5. We should beat Congo by 5. But what's it like in a tournament? It's not always the case, is it?
No, definitely not. You know, it's funny when I see, the betting, things, before the game, and I'm thinking this is not what we expect, on the pitch. I know that England are favorite against Norway, but when you look at Norway, they look really, really strong, as a unit, as a team. Of course, they have weakness, but England must be aware that if they don't get the position of the ball in this game, and this is where I agree with Troy Deeney, for example. I think with the player they have, England, they should be more confident with the ball. They should show more commitment with the ball, and composure as well. And this is where, something is missing.
Yeah. Well, we shall see if we can show that. I mean, if you look, on paper.
I'm just sorry to disturb you, Jeff, but for this game, England against Norway, I'm just wondering, if Norway get the ball, is it what England wants into this game, waiting, sit back, trying to play in counter-attack, or try to get the ball, the position of the ball, and try to conduct and manage, this game? So this is, for me, one of the key of this game. Yeah. Are you going to react with the ball and without the ball?
I mean, it's interesting because Norway had a lot more possession of the ball against Brazil than most people had imagined they would do.
Though the tactics of Ancelotti, though, did he say leave them with it?
Yeah.
I don't think we should do that. I think we should go after them. I really do.
Yeah, pressure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Text from Ryan. He said, Bellingham's been very good, but I think Arsenal's Morgan Rogers should get a chance in the next game. Ryan, dream on.
130 million, please.
Yeah, Bruno Guimaraes is going there. I just don't see Rogers going there as well.
You are listening to the World Cup Weekender on talkSPORT. Me, Jermaine Pennant, and Alex Crook, who is out in Miami. Let's get an update in the cricket. England v India. T20 Sam Allard.
Yeah, we're underway. A half an hour delay. Supposed to start at 2:30. We started at 3. The delay was because of bad traffic. India arriving to the stadium late. It was India won the toss, bowling first into the 4th over. England 27 for 1. The wicket to fall was Phil Salt. Prasti Krishna with a 4-ball angling into the right-handed bat. It looked to work it away to the leg side. All he could do was flick it straight to the fielder at deep back was square. So Salt went for 6. Josh Bartlett been shorter runs. He just hit the first 6 of the game straight back down the ground. He's on to 17. Harry Brook unbeaten on 3. We're into the 4th over. England 27 for 1.
Okay, let's get back to Wimbledon as well. Lisa O'Sullivan. Lisa? She's not there. We'll get back to it. It's half-time in the rugby. Fiji, England. Alfie Reynolds.
Yeah, second half will be getting underway fairly shortly. Half-time, Fiji 3, England 35. This should be job done for England. This is a team that had lost 5 matches in a row before this, partly due to their own accuracy here, but a huge thanks to Fijian inaccuracy and terrible discipline. They are comfortable at half-time. Simeone Kuravoli has been red-carded at the end of the first half. He kicked Ellis Genge on the floor, and earlier in the half, Lavani Bhatia was yellow-carded as well. Fiji have been really, really poor. England's tries were scored by Marcus Smith, Jamie George, Guy Pepper, Seb Atkinson and Benhard Janci van Rensburg. England, to be fair to them, have played some good stuff, but boy, have Fiji given them a major helping hand. We're back underway shortly. Half-time, Fiji 3, England 35.
Okay, let's get back to Crookie. He's out in Miami. A little birdie's told me, Crookie, that you had a bit of a late night.
Not as late as some of the team, I can tell you. But yeah, we did end up in a karaoke bar singing the England anthems with a lot of the travelling fans out here. I think I called it a day at 2 a.m.
Wow.
Producer Ryan was messaging me at 5 to 5 this morning. So yeah, I've not seen him yet.
Of course he was. He's in his element out there. Ryan, he's going to come back dishevelled, old Ryan, our producer. He's been out there a month.
Withdrawal symptoms when he gets back here.
He's going to come back. He's going to forget how to produce a sports bar. He's going to forget with me and Cundy are.
Speaking in like an American twang.
Yeah, I reckon he could live out there. Could you live out there?
I could certainly live in Miami, guys, and probably Dallas as well. You know, I really fell in love with Dallas. I'm not sure I could live in New York. It's just a little bit too busy and too many people for me. But yeah, Miami is brilliant. You know, yesterday morning, doing a hit into the drive show, plunging myself into the sea, as you saw at the top of the programme, and then just soaking up the atmosphere. As I say, the England fans have been brilliant, the Norwegian fans have been brilliant, and the locals are so hospitable. That's what I found about America, particularly in Dallas and here in Miami as well, that they just love showing off their country, and they're so proud of their country as well. I think actually as Englishmen, we could learn a little bit from that.
Lot of Latinos in Miami, Crookie.
Indeed.
Would you keep those glasses on?
Hey, we all know why Crookie likes Miami, right? I mean, you know, there's some good gaps in Miami.
Nice beaches.
Good beaches.
This restaurant we were in last night, by the way, I mean, yeah, it was... I've never seen a restaurant with more beautiful people all under one roof.
Yeah, no. Not like talkSPORT Towers, Crookie, what you used to. You know what I mean? Struggling here.
Definitely not.
Crookie, look, obviously we got the World Cup and we're building up to the game, but there has a lot been going on in the world of football, the transfers that we look at. But big appointment today, Jurgen Klopp. He's agreed to take the Germany job. I mean, that instantly propels them back to, you know, a force, you'd reckon.
Yes and no. I think Germany have been in the doldrums for some time now, and the first game that I watched this World Cup was them score 7 past Curacao, and I said to producer Ryan on the way out of that game, they're not going to be around for very long, Germany, even though they scored 7, because they gave away so many chances, and that they just lack that X factor for me. Apart from Musiala and Wirtz potentially, I'm not sure there's too many players in that Germany team who would strike fear into the opposition. I think it was hard for Julian Nagelsmann because he knew if they crashed out early, not only would he lose his job, but the manager who was going to come in was literally standing a few yards from him at every game working for German television, Jurgen Klopp. So that was a difficult set of circumstances for him to deal with. As you say, terms agreed between Klopp and the German FA. I think they're still to agree a compensation package with Red Bull, but there was always a clause in his contract that if Germany came calling, he would take the job. So, yeah, good luck to him, but I think it's going to take a lot of work to get Germany back to challenging for major honours.
I just think the way he plays, the way he manages his teams, I think sometimes you can get away with not having a bunch of stars. You know, that work rate, you know, press him from the front like he did for Liverpool. I think he'll get a good tune out of it.
Yeah, I can't imagine
I can't imagine not being successful.
I guess it's the perfect role for him, right? Because you say he kind of retired, he'd done the Red Bull thing, but I mean, being a national team coach, you haven't got to be at it every single day of the week, have you?
And that's what he wanted.
I think that's what he wanted. So
he didn't want that everyday, you know, kind of hands-on job. He wanted to relax, be a bit with his family, a bit more time and stuff like that. So managing a national team is a perfect role for that.
Crookie, just some of the transfers to go over. Garnacho, he is set to leave Chelsea. What's the latest with him?
Yeah, I woke up to some information about this morning, actually. Garnacho hasn't returned for pre-season training because despite the fact the World Cup is going on, a lot of clubs up and down the country in England have welcomed back their players, but he's not returned. That's because he's subject of interest, as I understand it, from foreign clubs, from Premier League clubs and from clubs in the Saudi Pro League as well. He's made it clear to Chelsea, Garnacho, that he wants to leave because he wants to play regular first-team football, which he can't be offered at Stamford Bridge. €50 million, so around about £45 million is Chelsea's asking price, and I'm told there should be some movement in the next couple of weeks. That's a move that hasn't worked out at all, has it? And
well,
considering
that
he
for him
fired
for a
few
while.
shots at... No, I was going to say he fired a few shots at Manchester United on his way out the exit door. There aren't too many United fans who are regretting letting Alejandro Garnacho go for what was quite a decent fee, actually, at the time.
Yeah.
Is he overrated? Yeah.
I think it may be. When I watch him play, when he say burst on the scene, but he come on the scene as
he had
a
a great
young lad.
spell, didn't he?
It was something about him, right? He had something about him. He cut inside, whip balls in. He was sharp. He had a bit of a bite to his game. You know, I liked him. I thought he was going to be a hell of a player, but I don't know. I don't know if his attitude or his mentality. Maybe he thought he was maybe better than what he was. I don't know.
But the end product wasn't always.
When he signed for Chelsea, I thought it'd be a decent move for them. I thought he's a good player. Like there's something there. There is a player there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just hasn't worked out.
I thought like the same as well. I thought going to Chelsea, that's what they need. They need someone quick winger. You know, someone to get down the line. They've got Neto on one side, Garnacho on the other. I thought, that would really work out. But
he's got no end product though, is he?
Yeah,
he's got no end product. His delivery, his finishing. And I think you hit the nail on the head, Jamie, when you said, is he as good as he thinks he is? He thought he was going to be the new Ronaldo at one stage. I remember the game at Stamford Bridge that Manchester United won last season, and he made Dalot look like Cafu. He was dreadful, Garnacho, in that game.
We know you don't like him, though, Crookie. You got, you're a bit like Cundy and Neymar you are with Garnacho, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan because of the attitude and the lack of application. You know, the way he conducted himself after being left on the bench for that Europa League final in Bilbao basically signalled his own exit from United. And this next move is key for him because look at Jadon Sancho since he left Manchester United. Obviously, he's been out on loan. Only really has been successful at Dortmund. He's obviously got talent, but is he going to end his career regretting not getting the most out of his ability? And certainly at the moment, Garnacho is heading in that direction as well.
Crookie, I've got to ask you, obviously being Man United and you know about the club, Marcus Rashford, what's going to go on with Marcus Rashford?
This is an interesting one.
Because
it really is.
You know, he is, he just won La Liga. I think he's done well in the World Cup, but is his future over at United?
Not necessarily. I wrote about this on talkSPORT.com earlier this week. At the moment, the plan after the World Cup is that Marcus Rashford will take a little bit of time out. He'll go on holiday for 2 or 3 weeks, and then he is expected back at Carrington to report for pre-season training. Now, obviously, Barcelona decided not to take up the option of buying permanently, which is a strange one when you think they could have got him for 26 million and instead they signed Anthony Gordon for 70 million. I don't think that reflects particularly well on Marcus Rashford, and because he's on so much money, in excess of £325,000 a week now that United are back in the Champions League, he got a pay rise as a result of them qualifying for Champions League football next season. They're not queuing up, so either he has to take a pay cut United have to swallow up another loan potentially, which they don't really want to do, and just accept getting his wages off the payroll. Ideally, they will want to sell him. He wants to leave. He's still got issues with the hierarchy there over the handling of his departure. But at the moment, I think he'll at least start the season as a Manchester United player. And if he does leave, I would expect it to happen right at the end of the transfer window.
I think it would be silly to get rid of him. He's a good player.
Oh, he's a top player, but he's
top player.
I just
think what they've got.
He's on 370 or 350 grand a week, though.
No, but who is better at the minute than Rashford on that side on the left?
Well, they didn't want him. They let him go on loan.
Yeah, I know, but that wasn't the manager's decision.
Well, I don't.
Michael Carrick didn't come in and say get rid of Rashford.
No, of course
that was
he
done
didn't.
before.
I just don't see Michael Carrick playing Rashford. I just don't think it's going to be in their thing. I don't know, Cookie. I'm not convinced. I'd love him at Tottenham, by the way. I hope Tottenham try and get hold of him. They can do a deal and get him there. Maybe they have to pay him up some of his wages. I'd have him.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't rule out Spurs, particularly as they seem to be changing their pay structure this summer. There is another problem with him coming back to Manchester United. They've given his shirt number away. They gave his shirt number to Mateus Cunha. So that's a little bit of an awkward conversation if he does come back into the dressing room.
Yeah, that is it. Yeah, he's not coming back.
Well, that people will think, oh, well, it's only a shirt number. No, that's a big thing.
That's a big deal, right? Someone takes your shirt number.
Yeah. If we come back and my numbers, another player's got it, it's a lot.
Yeah.
That only happens when you're going, leaving, or you're not part of the plans.
Yeah. 100%.
So that is definitely a sign.
All right. You can have your say on that, by the way. If you're a Man United fan, we talk about Marcus Rashford. You give us a call 03717 22 33 and we're going to talk a bit of Newcastle next. Are France that good, or have they been tested yet?
I think probably a little bit of both. I think they are that good. I think they are, because they showed second half what they can do in tight spaces and there. But I think there needs to be a moment where they will inevitably come up, probably against Spain, hopefully against England, where with their teams, more danger lies ahead. But they kind of, I think it was quite simple for France today.
Mate, they're coasting to the semi-final of the World Cup.
Yeah. Well, they're a good side though. They're a good side. They've got the best player in the world.
Do you know what I like about France? And it's a bit of a throwback. The forwards, when they get the ball, you see a lot of players, number 10s or midfielders, they'll get it and they'll pass it out wide and they'll come back and they'll go out the other side and then you might try and get to the byline. When France win the ball, they stick it into the front three or front four and they run at you like through the middle of the park. And they just drive with the ball, a bit like what Gaza used to do. And then the game just opens up. And you're looking at it going, as a defender, I'm watching the Moroccans, they're going, how do you defend that? Well, you've got three people running off the ball, and then you've got the player with the ball running at you, straight at you. The second goal they score is just like them just going, well I'm just going to run through you.
Well, it was 2-0.
Hard to defend again.
It could have been 4 if Mbappe scores that. JP had a chance at the end there, and brilliant, gets got on his left foot and then scuffs his shot. And in the end, it was comfortable for France. They really didn't break a sweat. I don't remember their keeper having anything to do at all. There might have been a couple of crosses. I don't remember it. But, yeah, they're that good, mate. And I think they've got a little bit of a fear factor about them because everyone knows how good they are going forward. You cannot allow their 2 wide men to run at your fullback 1v1. You can't allow Elise to get on the turn. Even in tight areas, he'll let the ball run across him and he'll turn, he'll flick, and he'll play balls in. And you've got Mbappe, the best player in the world, up top.
What happened in Belo Horizonte in 2014 is the stuff of legend. The Brazilians slapped 7-1 in their own country in a World Cup semi-final. But something else historic happened that day. Going into the last four match, Miroslav Klose was tied with R9 for the most World Cup goals scored. The record was 15, and Klose had matched that in the groups. With this being his last World Cup, he was running out of time. The 36-year-old had started a majority of Germany's games, but it wasn't quite clicking. Come the semi-final, he was determined to get the job done and in front of the Brazilian fans. And this was the moment. 23 minutes in. Thomas Muller peeled in from the left, laid it off, and after Klose's first shot was saved, the follow-up was fired in. And just look what it meant. The record was his. 16 goals across 4 tournaments, and the phenomenon that was Ronaldo Nazario de Lima was bumped into second place. All of Klose's doubters silenced. Germany scored another 5 goals. The home fans were in tears, and it became perhaps the most famous scoreline in World Cup history. In amongst all that, Klose's record-breaking moment often goes forgotten. But when you think of the players below him on the list, individual achievements don't get much better.
You are listening to the World Cup weekend on talkSPORT. Me, Jermaine O'Hara, Jermaine Pennant and Alex Crook. Crookie, you've got a bit of an update for us on the weather.
Yeah, I have. I mentioned to you that there were some concerns that maybe we could be subject to delays. Obviously, it was an hour late kicking off against Mexico, which wasn't great for you guys in the early hours back home. The latest we have is that there is a low risk of weather-related delays. That's come from FIFA. They say they'll provide updates throughout the day as new information becomes available, but just a low risk at this stage. So hopefully we'll get underway on time.
OK, time now to catch up on the odds, thanks to Sky Bet.
Football form roundup on talkSPORT with Sky Bet. The world's gone football. Get in on it with Sky Bet. 18+, gambleaware.org.
Yeah, we're joined by Michael Shinners from Sky Bet to look at today's football, discuss the latest odds. All right, Mike?
Hey, Jamie, how you doing?
Yeah, we're good, mate. We're good. Look, let's get into the game tonight. It's obviously the one that we're all talking about, England v Norway. What are the odds looking at?
Yeah, England favourites, as you would expect, Jamie. Slightly odds on 10-11 to win the game. Norway 11-4 and the draw 11-4. I mean, you look at this match and you look at the game later on, Argentina against Switzerland, and it does look like England have got the tougher of the draw in terms of playing Norway rather than Switzerland. But you'd be hopeful that they can win. Yes, Haaland, he's at 11-10 to score at any time. But hopefully England should have enough in the tank, and 10-11 says that they will.
Right, what about the match goal scorers?
Yeah, we've got goal scorers. Say we've got 11-10. Erling Haaland due to score at any time. Jude Bellingham, he's 23-10. But we've got a super boost as well. So Harry Kane to score or assist, that includes extra time should it get that far. That's even money. He's got 6 goals so far and 1 assist. So he's been kind of the scourge of the bookmakers, Jermaine. But yeah, if Harry Kane can get involved with a goal or an assist, he's even money to do so.
And what about Haaland?
Yeah, I mean, we're as I say, Haaland at 11-10. Any goals, any time. I mean, he's still pushing to be the top goal scorer. I should say that we're offering a completely free bet to be used at any time in the England-Norway game today. Opt-in required, 1 per customer, and that expires at 1:15 in the morning, and that's obviously going into the 12th of into Sunday. But yeah, I think hopefully England should just about have enough with the likes of Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham.
There is a game on after us. I think it's going to kick off about 2 a.m. Argentina v Switzerland. That game obviously will be who we will face. Argentina, I'm guessing, big favourites.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, 4-6 Probably not overly convincing, but they're 4-6 to win. The draw 13-5, and Switzerland 9-2. If you fancy Lionel Messi to get a goal, he's 5-6 to score at any time. And obviously, after last night's game, France-Spain, France are 4-6 to qualify and to get into the final, 13-8 to win the tournament. If you fancy England to win the tournament outright, they're 9-2, so 4.5 to 1. So we'll know the semi-finalists by this time tomorrow at least.
Mm-hmm. And then lastly, just we know one semi-final, France v Spain. France favourites?
Yeah, 4-6 to qualify, Jamie. Spain 11-10. I mean, look, it's going to be France's hardest task. But if you look at the form of both teams, they've certainly been the more convincing of the two. Very good against Morocco, and didn't look like they were out of third gear, to be honest. Spain made slightly hard work against Belgium, but look, they're through, and England would take that sort of a result, I'm sure, this evening.
Okay, Mike, you're a star. Thank you.
Thanks, mate.
Right, that was a look at the latest odds thanks to Sky Bet 18+, gambler.org.
Football Form Roundup on talkSPORT with Sky Bet. Download the Sky Bet app and get in on it with Sky Bet. 18+, gambler.org.
Right, let's look at Newcastle as their dream of gate crashing the elite over. It's starting to look like a full-blown exodus on Tyneside.
Anthony Gordon has gone. Tino Livramento would like to leave, as I understand it. I think a lot of this with Bruno Guimaraes is trying to get himself a big money new contract, but it's not an ideal situation.
I feel for Eddie Howe up there. He's losing the midfield that was possibly, you would argue, the three best midfield players as a trio in the Premier League.
You would love to sell this to me.
I like Eddie, love Eddie as a manager, I've got to say, but they're losing players now.
Swapping Newcastle for London? Are you crazy?
Ask yourself the question, despite the vilification of a player that 2 years ago said he wanted to stay.
Yeah.
Nothing lasts forever. He's done his 2 years. He is entitled to leave. How he leaves is the key component part of this. But also, why? Why are Newcastle now a place where people want to leave from?
Yeah.
And that's the problem Eddie Howe's got.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Newcastle at the minute. Let's go to Crookie. He's out in Miami. But look, there's loads to talk about with Newcastle, Crookie, because I feel like it's harsh on them, right? They got some really good players, and then they want out. It can't just be because Newcastle's in Newcastle and they want to move to London. There's got to be something else going on.
Well, I think wages come into it. The fact that Tottenham are paying Sandro Tonali £270,000 a week. Newcastle couldn't match that. Obviously, there's still PSR issues up at St James's Park. I do think the location is a factor. I think Tonali's ideal choice actually was to go back to Italy, but Milan, his former club, couldn't match what Spurs were willing to pay in terms of a transfer fee, all those wages. So I think a move to London was the next best thing as far as he's concerned. Anthony Gordon to Barcelona. You're not going to turn that down to stay at Newcastle, with no disrespect at all to Newcastle. And now you've got this Bruno Guimaraes situation where his camp seems to be actively pushing him towards Arsenal. And again, why would you not want to play for the Premier League champions? So I've got a lot of sympathy for Newcastle. I know Eddie Howe got a lot of stick from the fans towards the back end of last season, but certainly none of this can be laid at his door in terms of players wanting out. And it's about now how you replace those players. They've got a deal in place with Freiburg in the Bundesliga for Johan Manzambi, who unfortunately for Switzerland is injured for their quarter-final against Argentina because he's been one of their best players here. He's still a young up-and-coming talent, and I think that's going to be the Newcastle approach this summer. They're not necessarily going to bring in players who are ready-made for the Premier League. They're going to invest in players for the future. What that does mean is there might be short-term pain for long-term gain, and I do worry a little bit for Eddie Howe how the fans will react if Newcastle start the season poorly.
It's sad when you're losing potentially three of your, with Bruno, if you just go, three of your best players.
I know.
And I think if you're a player with ambitions like these players are, and you're seeing that we're under restraints and we can't really bring in new blood to help this team project forward, you're thinking, well, you've just sold three of our best players now within Isak, Gordon, Tonali. You're thinking, well, I want to jump ship as well then. I need to, because we're not moving forward. We just seem like with these restraints, we're only going sideways and backwards. So
it must be frustrating for Newcastle fans.
They've got great owners.
Well, the owners come in and they want to spend a lot of cash, and it just turns out that you can't. You know? So it's look, we keep going over it, but I feel sorry for Eddie Howe because he's a top manager, and you want to see him do well. And then all of a sudden, players just go, "No, I've had enough of this. I'm getting offered 270 grand at go to Tottenham, you know, and they just can't offer it. So it's a kick in the teeth, really. It really is. Do you think, Crookie? I don't know, like with Eddie Howe, do you think he will eventually maybe look at it and go, "Is this for me anymore?"
I think it's a really good question because obviously there was a lot of debate about his future towards the end of last season, and I said on the air, and I always felt at the time that as and when Eddie Howe does leave Newcastle, I think it'll be as much his decision as it is the club's. If he feels like the project that he signed up for is no longer there, or maybe he's taken the club as far as he can, then I think he potentially could fall on his sword. And that's why it's such a massive summer. They've got a new sporting director, Ross Wilson, who did a good job at Nottingham Forest before arriving at St James's Park, and I think he's got a job on his hands to find the players, to keep Eddie Howe happy and replace these stalwarts of what's been a really good period in Newcastle's history. You know, take out the fact that they didn't have as good a Premier League campaign as their fans would have wanted last season. This is a manager in Eddie Howe who's delivered their first domestic trophy for several decades. When he came in, they were battling against relegation. He kept them up and he's led them to 2 Champions League campaigns. I'm not sure that he gets the credit he deserves for that, because people are saying, well, he's been backed by the Saudi cash. But as you've just articulated, Jamie, he hasn't really, because he's not had the opportunity to spend that money. And you go back to last season, I think the hierarchy handled Alexander Isak's departure very poorly. I think they should have struck a deal with Liverpool much sooner than they did, because that might have enabled Eddie Howe to get some of his top targets. As it was, by the time they sold Isak, they were going very low down their list, because the likes of Mbumo, Ekitike had already fixed up moves. They wouldn't necessarily have signed Voltemada had Isak have gone right at the start of the transfer window as opposed to right at the end of it.
Well, surely not. I know, like we talked about the PSR and the restrictions that they've got, but 3 players that they have sold, which have gone, that's 365 million. 70 for Gordon, 125 for Isak, and 100 for Tonali. Surely now that in some way has helped them to be able to go and hopefully get a superstar, rather than getting names that, this could be good for the future because, you know, it's not proven. Going out and getting a ready-made big-name player.
I know, but they signed Voltemada and Wissa, didn't they? And that's just, it didn't work out. In the end, Anthony Gordon was playing up front. That's the issue that they've got, is how do you replace Isak? How do you replace Guimaraes? How do you replace Tonali? You know, they're hard to find. And it's a difficult spot that they find themselves in, because they're getting good players and then they want out. So you've got to go and find another one. It ain't easy to always replace a top player. Crookie, we're going to obviously keep going, talking about England as well. You're out in Miami. We're going to get loads of build-up over the next hour. We did have a Rashford caller as well. I wanted to ask Man United fans about Rashford. Would you keep him? You can have your say on that. 03717 22 3344.
They get into this weird situation where they forget what happened before. So all the big games, they played Havertz, right? Gyökeres, who you bought in at the start of the season, was going to be, for all the big games, in all the big games, he was on the bench. Facts, that's what happened. So the manager doesn't trust him. That's not our opinion, that's just objectively looking at it. Havertz gets injured quite a lot, unfortunately. Gary Jesus is not the same since he's come back from his injury. So if you're now telling me that you can get through this season again and everybody else is going to be as poor as they were last year, I think you're just forgetting the fact that you lot were all losing your marbles around the Man City loss. And it was, we need a proper striker. Arteta don't know what he's doing again. You win the league, it's great, we're going to win it.
No, but you know, what I've always said to, I've always said to you, I always said to him that Gyökeres wasn't bought in for the big games, did I? I said that to you. We bought Gyökeres in for the game.
No, I get
listen.
Explain.
The year before, Arsenal, it weren't the record against Man City's, the Liverpool. It weren't that cost us the league. It was we couldn't beat Fulham, couldn't beat West Ham, couldn't beat them lesser clubs. Gyökeres coming. I mean, he said it. Right, it's one of them. Gyökeres this season though. Gyökeres this season scored against the Fulhams, the West Ham, so we didn't have a problem getting past those teams, which is why then we went on to win the league.
Okay, I think you won the league because you played very pragmatic football. I'm not actually allowed to say the type of football that people are calling it on air, but you played a certain type of football.
Would you play that type of football to win the league?
No.
What?
What
are
you
talking?
Of course you would.
Honestly.
If I was a footballer.
No, it's just like...
Oh, my team?
Yeah.
No, I'll be happy like you lot. I'll be exactly... You get me? I'll be happy. Of course I will. But
would you like to see Spurs play that way to win?
Brendan Johnson scored with like his knee or something and we won the trophy. I'm happy. I don't care, bro. However it gets done, I'm happy. I don't really care. But what I'm saying is, you can't like gloat about it and say, oh, we don't need a 9. That's crazy. You do need a 9, respectfully. What are you talking about, bro? If you sold Osimhen and Havertz right now, you could... sorry, Osimhen. If you bought Osimhen and sold Gyökeres and Havertz right now, you'd be great. You'd be fine. You could buy Barcola. Barcola and Osimhen changes their team, bro.
Do you know what? I'm happy with what we got.
Oh, you're a liar. That's a lie. You're a liar. That is a lie. That is no.
You are listening to the World Cup weekend. Me, Jermaine, Jermaine Pennant and Alex Crook, who's out in Miami. Let's get an update in cricket. Sam Ellard.
England off to a flyer, 111 for 1 from 10 overs. They did lose Phil so early, but Brook and Butler have put on 103 runs in just 50 balls for the second wicket. Brook has just got to 50 off 19 balls. Butler 46 off 32. Brook already hitting 5 sixes. The best, a glorious lofted drive over extra cover off Axar Patel, the left arm spinner. Butler last scored a T20 international 50 in September 2025. He's gone 18 innings without a 50. He's been short of runs but playing nicely this afternoon. BS Harry Brook, the England captain, who's been in really good touch in white ball cricket over the last couple of weeks, who's been the aggressor, striking at 263. A win for England. This afternoon they go to the top of the T20 international rankings. Brook and Butler enjoying themselves. 10 overs gone. England 111 for 1.
OK, let's go to Wimbledon as well. Lisa O'Sullivan.
Welcome to Centre Court, where we are ready for the ladies' singles final. First time ever in a Grand Slam, we have 2 women representing Czechia. Our first contender, Karolina Mukova, 29 years old, competing in her second major final, was runner-up in Paris 3 years ago. A disruptor, she likes to mix things up, cut the points short, and would love to forget her years of trouble with both wrists, her back, ankle, foot, abdomen, by grappling the Venus Rosewater dish. 21-year-old Linda Noskova's into the final at a slam for the first time. She likes to play aggressive attacking tennis. She's matched her opponent's tally of wins on grass this year and won the title in Berlin. Well, playing together, they missed out on a medal in the doubles at Paris 2024, but today there will be a brand new champion. The Wimbledon ladies singles final is underway at 4 p.m.
OK, let's get over to the rugby now as well. Alfie Reynolds.
Well, we've got about 20 minutes to play. England home and dry. Fiji 8, England 52. We've had a load more tries in the second half. Tavita Ikanavere crossed for Fiji's first and up to this point only try of the game, but 3 more for England. Emmanuel Faye-Waboso, a flying finish in the left corner. Henry Pollock scored, and just now Henry Slade with a really good finish as well. A reminder that Fiji are permanently down to 14. Kuravoli was red carded at the end of the first half for kicking out at Ellis Genge. That's helped England, but they've been clinical here. An hour played, Fiji 8, England 52.
OK, let's get back to England v Norway tonight. Crookie, we've seen Declan Rice. He's been unwell, but he trained. Elliot Anderson, it looks like he's going to be the guy in midfield. There has been talk about Kobe Manu and do you change things up? But are you happy with where we're at in midfield tonight?
Well, as a Manchester United fan, I'd like to have seen Kobe Manu get more game time. Hasn't played a single minute yet, I don't think, at this World Cup. And clearly that's an indication that maybe Thomas Tuchel doesn't necessarily fancy him. He actually brought on Jordan Henderson, didn't he, towards the end of the game against Panama, when maybe that was an opportunity to get Manu on the pitch. I don't see wholesale changes tonight. I think if Declan Rice has recovered from that stomach bug. He will continue alongside Elliot Anderson. I think the two wide players, Saka and Gordon, were very effective against Mexico, so they'll keep their places. Bellingham in the 10 is a no-brainer. Obviously, Kane will be up front. O'Reilly has started every game at left back. I'd expect that to continue. I don't think Thomas Tuchel will want to break up that partnership between Konsa and Gay, although there is obviously a concern that Gay is nursing a minor hamstring injury.
There has been talk of Dan Burn, though, Cookie, right? You know, there's been, and I know there's been stats about it, and people have gone on about it, but I'm with you. Like, you can't change Gay and Konsa if they're fit. Like that, they just deal with it.
No. And I still think, listen, as well as Dan Burn did against Mexico, and I think it was 2 headers that he cleared from the penalty area to the halfway line.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant effort. I still think if he did have to make a change because Gay is carrying this hamstring issue, I think John Stones would be next cab off the rank, to be honest. So the only change I really foresee is in that right-back position. Konsa suspended for 2 games. The information I got earlier in the week was that Jed Spence was in pole position. As I say, Reece James did at least take part in a training session with his teammates for the first time in a while yesterday, so maybe he comes into contention, but I think Spence more likely.
Yeah, well, I think that is probably the best bet because, like I said, if he's not fit, Reece, I think it's too risky for him.
I would play Spence. I love Reece James. He's a great player, but he's not fit. He's been playing within himself. You can't go into this game carrying a knock, right? And no matter what he does and how fit he thinks he is, he's been struggling, right?
Yeah.
Jed Spence, he ain't as good as him. We know that. But he's fit. He's ready to go. He performed well against Mexico. I just think, like, you know, athleticism in the heat, I just think I'd go Spence. I really would.
Yeah, no, I think that's the best bet. It's a massive game on the line and you don't want someone... You know, if he's not fully fit now, then making the matter worse if we do need him in the latter stages. Crocky, I was just going to ask you, because we spoke about this earlier on in the show, about some of our key players having a yellow card. Rice, Bellingham, and I forgot the other one.
Is it Gay?
It's a Gay, yeah. Will they... have you heard anything... the squad or the players or Merman talking about it? Are they going to go into the game on their minds and be able to, you know, get through the 90 minutes by not going in fully for a challenge or whatnot?
Well, I think Thomas Tuchel was asked about this, and he said certainly his team selection wouldn't be based around those players who are on yellow cards. Pulling out of tackles, I think that's dangerous, isn't it, in a World Cup quarter-final? So I think they've just got to try and play their own game and try and stay on the right side of that disciplinary tightrope. Of the 3 players, just because of how emotional he can be, I think Jude Bellingham would be the one that would concern me the most in terms of picking up a second booking. But if you try and take that fire out of his belly, then you lose a little bit out of the player, don't you?
Yeah, I think... if I'm Bellingham tonight, I'm not going into the game thinking about I'm on a booking, right? What I would probably have a chat to myself with is don't get a stupid one, right? You know, you go, you know, don't kick the ball away, don't argue with a ref. You know, if there's a moment where they're trying to wind you up, just walk away from the situation. If he makes a bad tackle and he goes in late and he gets it, right, fine, you're playing at full tilt, right? Yeah, you just have to deal with it.
I know, but we've seen the...
He's not going to pull out of a tackle.
Yeah, I know, but we've seen the refereeing in this competition, how you can easily get on the wrong side of a decision. So...
I'd pull the ref. I've done it before. And I would say, ref, I'm on a booking, all right? Come on, don't give me a silly one. Just put it in his mind. Just say to the, look, ref, I'm on a booking, right? Give me a couple, yeah?
Jude Trump.
Well, I'm just, you know, you can talk to the ref, right? You can talk to the ref. And I just think I would try and put it in his mind. Don't give me a stupid one, ref. Give me a bit of leeway. His game's at full tilt. I'm playing at, 100% here. You know,
ref's definitely not listening.
I don't know.
Some of these decisions, some of the red cards are absolutely woeful. And I just fear that, a shoulder barge or a proper tackle.
I think the ref, if the ref's booking Jude Bellingham tonight, it's because he deserves a booking. I don't think the ref's going to be. The referee knows he's on a booking. He must know. Come on, they got heart as well.
Because losing one of those players would be absolutely...
listen, if you lose Jude Bellingham, we got Morgan Rogers, right?
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying there's more than that. There's obviously Declan Rice as well. We know how important he is in that engine room in the midfield. Losing someone like him. Because these players are players who get amongst it. It's not like you would hardly see them put in a challenge, like a Gordon or a Saka, where if one of those are booked, you're like, oh yeah, they'll probably get through the game unscathed. But Declan and Jude are always in and amongst it, putting their bodies on the line. So I'm not going to have a lot of the ball as well. So,
if he gets booked, I'll be devastated.
That's what I mean.
Right, you can keep your calls coming in. Next hour, we are going to be building up to the game. It's live on talkSPORT tonight. England v Norway. What a game it's going to be. You can talk about the starting 11. We're also going to talk about Anthony Gordon. He's been talking about his performances in the World Cup so far. Let's go to Ben. He's Arsenal fan. All right, Ben.
Benny boy.
How you doing? You all right?
I'm all right, Ben. We've got to do this quarter-final 11. Let's get it going. Come on.
All right. I've got the Spanish flamenco dance on the wing. Like around defence. Their foot tapping all dazzle their defence and send them sideways.
Yeah, the old flamenco dance.
And yeah.
Dance
the little maverick on the wing. Little maverick on the wing.
Yeah, like a flamenco dance.
Yeah.
What do they call it? Is it flamenco or is it what is it? Flamenco.
Madame won't wait for you.
It's a flamenco.
Yeah.
Flamenco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know you're iconic now, Ben?
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
He's actually iconic.
Ben appears every single night at the sports bar.
Every night.
Doesn't he?
Without foul.
Yeah. Yeah. Been over a year.
It's been a year. All right, look, the flamenco dancer on the wing.
Yeah.
Okay, dancing about. Bit of maverick in there. All right, let's go to Dave. He's a Sunderland fan. Dave?
All right, Dave-o.
Hello, boys. How you doing?
I'm all right, Dave. How are you?
Yeah.
Good. Good. So I'm getting in early with a representative from England who I think can be our captain.
Okay.
And it's St. George himself.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a leader, warrior. He's up for a battle. He'll put the opposition to the sword.
Mm.
And I think we can play him on the wing.
No, he don't feel like a winger, mate.
Killed a dragon.
Like centre half.
Killed a dragon, didn't he?
Reason being, he's got a good cross, hasn't he, St. George?
Okay.
No,
I feel like as a person, like St. George feels like a centre half. He feels like a Bobby Moore. Do you know what I mean?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
The story of England's World Cup win in 1966 is the stuff of legend. Pickles and a lost trophy, World Cup Willie, they think it's all over. They couldn't have done it without the skills and goals of Sir Geoff Hurst. But his World Cup journey wasn't always plain sailing. But for a freak injury in the group stages in 1966, we may have never been speaking about Sir Geoff Hurst in the same way. He got the call after Jimmy Greaves had his leg sliced open against France in the final group match. Hurst got off to a flying start in the knockouts, literally, scoring the winner against Argentina 12 minutes from time in the quarter-final. He didn't score in the semis against Portugal, but his influence on the game was massive. When Greavesy was past fit for the final, though, the public and the press wanted their main man back in. Sir Alf Ramsey stuck with Hurst, and the rest, well, you know. His heroics prompted parties on the streets. Once the celebrations had died down, England started preparing to defend the trophy. And just look at their record between 66 and 70. Only 4 losses in 36 games. But when 70 came around, fate played a mean trick on Hurst. In the quarter-final against the Germans, Hurst scored a legitimate goal in extra time that was disallowed. And England lost. Basically the exact opposite of the 1966 World Cup final. With that, Sir Geoff's pretty short World Cup career came to an end. When you look at his stats, they aren't massively impressive. But when you consider 3 of his 5 goals came on that glorious afternoon at Wembley, it's not a bad trade-off. What you might not know about Sir Geoff, though, is that after retiring, he didn't stay in football. I mean, he tried, oh yes, but he packed in management after 2 years and later worked in insurance because he couldn't afford his mortgage. I mean, can you imagine Harry Kane in insurance nowadays? Yes, Sir Geoff may have only played in 2 World Cups, but crucially, he helped bring one of them home. Jules Rimet, still gleaming.
That's really a big one. That's an extraordinary night, and we overcame the grind. Now comes quarter-final. Now you see the end of the tunnel.
I think when I was playing for England, we got to quarter-final. Our game before that was Denmark, and it was a real boring, dour game. Faced Brazil on a little bit of a down, if you like. But them lads with the euphoria around that Mexico game, I think they galvanised really well together.
I think these are obviously the difficult games now. I don't think Norway is a pushover.
We'll go in as favourites. The best teams in this tournament at the moment have got a top striker in them, and Haaland certainly that for them.
Back to Erling Haaland, left-footed shot! He's picked up the corner! Erling Haaland, you beauty!
I think everyone should stay humble, but yeah, they should be confident of progressing, definitely.
We basically feel we got everything to win, you know. I think the main pressure is on England, so...
Bellingham again, and he slipped into his right-hand side, and he scored again! It's 2 in a minute!
From the quarter-final, every team can win it. We're in the last 8. It's full steam ahead now.
Yeah, you are listening to the World Cup Game Day. Me, Jamie O'Hara, Jermaine Pennant, Alex Crook, who's in Miami. Time now to slide into Game Day with Burger King.
Sliding into Game Day on talkSPORT with Burger King Burger Buddies. Total tournament satisfaction delivered by the experts. Order now on the BK app.
Yeah, as we round up all the latest from the World Cup, each day we're going to be choosing 3 key talking points to discuss ahead of all the action. Mbappe, now on the same level as peak Ronaldo and Messi, guys? What are we thinking?
It's a really tough one. I think you may have to start having that conversation because, like I touched on before, for the last World Cup and now this one, he's outshone that. I know Messi went on to win it, but as in the Golden Boot, it's been Mbappe. It looks like he may get it again this year. Real Madrid, top goal scorer there. I think you have to start putting in the conversation.
Crookie, I think he's the best player in the world. I think he is on the level of Ronaldo and Messi. He's got a long way to go to have, you know, the kind of the history that they've got, but he is at their level, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. If there's one player as a defender you wouldn't want to face right now, it will be Kylian Mbappe. And if, as I expect, unfortunately from an England perspective, France go on and win this World Cup, then obviously that puts him ahead of Ronaldo in terms of what he's done in the world's biggest international tournament. He's already scored 20 World Cup goals. Obviously, Lionel Messi is the all-time leading World Cup goal scorer. Mbappe will surpass him, if not this tournament, then certainly in 4 years' time. And we've had a lot of conversation, haven't we, about who could maybe take the Messi-Ronaldo throne. It's him, isn't it? It's him. And for me, his teammate Michael Olise, I think, has potential to be genuinely world-class as well.
Yeah, look, when we talk about the new generation, Mbappe's definitely there. What about Lamine Yamal? He's got 1 goal at the World Cup. He's played well, but he hasn't, like, tore it up. And I know he's still a young lad. But, you know, when we're talking about who can be Messi and Ronaldo, well, we've got one in Mbappe. Is there another one? You say Olise, but I don't know. Who is that guy?
Well, I really like Olise, and he was my tip for player of the tournament before it started. I think if France win it, Mbappe will probably get that accolade, but he is such a joy to watch. In terms of in terms of other players out there with potential, I guess you look at Barcola, who's got a massive price tag on his head. The boy Jan Diamanda, I think, is going to have an incredible career.
Yeah.
Obviously, still very young, but made an impression on this tournament with the Ivory Coast. Hence the fact that his club Leipzig have put such a big bounty on his head as well. Just in terms of Lamine Yamal, he was brilliant at the Euros. You know, him and Nico Williams took that tournament by the scruff of the neck. We've barely seen Nico Williams because he's obviously been carrying an injury.
Yeah.
And I don't think Lamine Yamal is fully fit either. So I think it's a little bit harsh to judge him. But that's why I'm so confident on France on that side of the draw. It's going to be a blockbuster game in Dallas between France and Spain. But the fact that Yamal and Nico Williams have still got fitness doubts, I'm not sure Rodri is quite a full pelt either. I think France will just have too much.
No, I totally agree with that. I just watching France, they just look settled and convincing, really, all over the pitch. If you look at where is their weakness? You can't really say defence because they look solid. They've got a great pairing with Upamecano and Saliba. The fullbacks are still good as well. You've got Lucas Digne.
Yeah, and Lucas Digne's done all right, to be fair. But I wouldn't say he's a top. I wouldn't put him as a world-class player.
No, maybe not world-class, but a very good player, a very good fullback. And if you've got a pairing that they've already got, like Saliba and Upamecano, then that just contributes and complements the fullbacks that are playing there. Koundé, a good player as well.
Yeah.
I'm not saying world-class, but in that team, they're good, they're solid. Then you look at the midfield. You can't complain. Very, very good. Probably one of the best. And then the front, all over the pitch, they just look like the...
I know, but Spain, mate, they keep the ball so well. You know, we talk about how good they are going forward, France, and they're electric in terms of the way they can break teams down. Mate, you got to get the ball off France first.
You know, off Spain, but they...
Sorry, off Spain, yeah.
But they're not going to keep the ball for 90 minutes, even if they have 60% possession. That 30% of the time France may have the ball, they can just hurt you just with a click of a finger. The plays that they've got, Doué, Barcola, Dembele, Mbappe, Elise, that's not just one or two. That is a whole front line plus midfield to running at you. And there's only so much. One thing that they do great is that when they come up against a low block, they somehow manage to unblock it. Elise will finding passes through. Mbappe, drop of a shoulder. It's
they open teams up. Yeah. I get that.
And if we look at Spain on a defensively, could they cope with that? Spain are not a team that are going to sit back and let you just attack. So there will be gaps, and that's just where I think it's just going to be too much for them.
Look, another talking point we have to talk about, obviously tonight, the big game, Haaland versus Kane. Crookie, who would you rather have in your team?
No, it's
terrible.
It's a tough
horrible
question because they're such different players. If you're asking me who's the better all-round footballer, it's clearly Harry Kane, because Haaland doesn't have the capability to drop into midfield, to spray passes around, to release the wide players. He is an out-and-out killer in front of goal. But if you're asking me if there's a chance in the World Cup final, who would I want it to fall to in the 12 in the box? I'm probably going to go Haaland. But the overall package, Harry Kane, and I think we now have to start talking about Harry Kane. Bearing in mind he scored more goals at a World Cup than any other Englishman. We have to talk about him being one of our greatest players, don't we? Up there with the likes of Sir Bobby Charlton and Gaza and all those great players from years gone by.
He's well surpassed Gaza, in my opinion. I love Gaza, and he was my idol growing up. But Harry Kane is just on another planet in terms of what he's done, in terms of his goal scoring ability, what he brings to the team, what he's done for over the last 3 or 4 major tournaments. He is unbelievable, and I think he's a better player than Haaland. I think he's a better goal scorer than Haaland. Haaland's more powerful, and I get that. He's a machine, and you can't get away from the fact physically he's incredible. As a football player, for me, Harry Kane is just leaps and bounds.
Yeah. As a footballer, I would say Harry Kane all day long. His ability, like Crookie touched on there, to drop deep, spray balls like as a midfielder, like as a creative midfielder, his vision. And not only does he score,
he picks up. I think that question mark over Harry Kane, right, is he's to do it in the big moments, right? And you can argue potentially like there's some finals that he played for Spurs where you say, he didn't turn up, or the England game against France where he missed a penalty. You go, yeah, all right, I get your argument, but for me, he is like what he's done in this tournament already. He's just like, hang your hat on Harry Kane. Get him the ball, get him the chance, and he will put it away for you. You know, he drags us through. He drags us through.
You could say that again with Haaland as well. Like 14 consecutive games he scored for Norway, and we talk about players showing up on the biggest stages against the biggest games. There's no bigger game for Norway than coming up against Brazil, coming up against a Premier League champion winner with Gabriel, where we've seen through the Premier League wars that they have, how hard and difficult those games are. But then to come up against him and Brazil and pop 2 off just like he did.
Yeah. Imagine you out on the right wing for Birmingham and Stoke, and you just got Haaland and knocking about in the 6-yard box. You'd have to put a good ball in.
Dream come true. My value would just gone skyrocket.
Stats through the roof.
Assist king just because of Haaland. Yeah, it's a really tough question, but like it's a good question. Who would, if you had a World Cup final, like Chris said,
I'm saying Kane.
You're saying Kane?
Yeah.
World Cup final, you want Haaland or Kane?
I want Kane.
I think Haaland.
Right, you're a disgrace. You can't say that. We're playing Norway tonight, mate. You're an absolute disgrace. You can't say Haaland, all right? Even if you think it, you can't say Haaland. Right? The matchup is tonight.
Yeah, but we're going to give them a whooping, so it's all right.
All right. That was a look at some of the day's key talking points, all thanks to Burger King.
Sliding into game day on talkSPORT with Burger King Burger Buddies. Iconic winners delivered in the box every time. Order now on the BK app.
We are building up to the game tonight. Massive games live on talkSPORT. England v Norway. You can have your say on the game and who we should start. What do you think is going to happen? Where you watching it? 03 717 22 3344.
Newcastle's summer exodus is set to reach a crisis point. Sean, you'll have heard this news. Sandro Tonali, Anthony Gordon, of course, already out the door. Club captain and fan favourite Bruno Guimaraes has reportedly informed the hierarchy that he wants to join champions Arsenal. With another star player forcing his way out, Darren Bent raised serious concerns about what this loss could mean for Eddie Howe next season.
Yeah, I do feel for Eddie Howe. I really do, because again, if Bruno leaves tonight, he's obviously gone to Tottenham as well. Isaac, they just haven't been able to kind of recruit the players in certainly the quality that they've lost. And you look at what they've bought some of these players for. Isaac, was it 60 million? They're selling for 120. Like tonight, they bought him for a fee. They're selling for more. So clearly, he's improving these players. But at some point, I think if Newcastle do want to go to the next level, they've got. I know it's hard with the PSR and the financial fair play, but if they do want to go to the next level and then stay there, they've got to find a way of holding on to some of these players.
Oh, look at Darren and his floral number. Watching on the smart TV, I like that. Sure. Do you have sympathy for Eddie Howe in this situation? The latest is that Bruno has agreed personal terms with Arsenal, but Newcastle's stance is that he remains not for sale.
Yeah, I do. I mean, it's really tough, and the challenge that you have is not just if one of your big players goes at any football club, at any level really. People understand there's a time and a place. When 2 go, that can make other players a bit itchy and a bit nervy. And then if 3 go, all of a sudden they're going, hang on a minute, who are we bringing in? And I think they're right on that cusp. I don't know their situation at PSR, but I've been through that, obviously, in my time at Everton, so I know how dangerous that can be. But I think losing the players of that quality, I think that's really tough on Eddie, and I think he's done a great job there. So hopefully, I mean, look, you never know on the other side of that. Good people in their recruitment there. They've shown that over the years, so they might have people lined up, don't forget. So these things can twist very quickly when you get a freshness in the camp and a newness and some quality, and all of a sudden it can feel different.
You are listening to the World Cup Game Day. Me, Jermaine Hire, Jermaine Pennant and Alex Crook is in Miami. But let's get an update in the cricket first. Sam O'Love.
Fun in the sun for England in Southampton. 189 for 1 of 15 overs. Butler's 93 not out. Brooks 78 not out. Since his 83 of 30 against South Africa in Manchester last year. Butler averaging 15 across 18 T20 internationals. Failing to reach 40 for Butler this afternoon. Breaking a long stretch without a half century for England. Coming off 34 balls. He's into the 90s now. His partnership with Harry Brook is 181 runs off 81 balls. Brook flying to a 19-ball 50, only 3 quicker in England's T20 history. Brook also hitting the fastest 50 by an England captain in this format. India look all at sea. They have got no idea where to bowl the England batters, who are going to post a massive, massive score. 5 overs left of the innings. England having fun at 189 for 1.
OK, let's get back to the tennis as well. Wimbledon, Lisa O'Sullivan.
It's a roasty, toasty centre court here, and the crowd trying to get into this match, but it's very flat at the moment because the players kind of going through the motions to get themselves into the competition. Karolina Muchova now serving 1-2 in the second set. It's been on serve so far, but there is a break point, 2 break points in fact, for the 21-year-old Linda Noskova, who's into her first ever Grand Slam final. In the early stages here, Muchova 1-2 on serve in the first.
OK, full-time in the rugby, Fiji v England, Alfie Reynolds.
Yeah, full-time Fiji 8, England 73. England end their 5-game losing streak by absolutely dismantling Fiji, who had to play half the match with 14 after Kuravoli's red card for kicking Ellis Genge. In total, 11 tries scored for England. That includes Benhard, Yancey van Rensburg and Noah Kalori on their debuts, plus a Henry Pollock hat-trick. Fiji, in all honesty, were awful. A day to forget for them. The pressure eases on Steve Borthwick in England for now. Up next is Argentina away in a week's time. Full-time score, Fiji 8, England 73.
OK, before we get back to England chat, there was some sad news today. Former Chelsea Leeds owner Ken Bates has died aged 94. So he's had a hell of an innings, but a sad day. We spoke to Colton Cole earlier. Jason Gundy, he joins us now. All right, Jace?
Afternoon, boys.
Look, Jace, obviously we're going to be doing a Sports Bar special, but wanted to get you on because you've dealt with Ken Bates and being Chelsea. Obviously, a sad day.
Indeed, yeah. Batesy, big part of Chelsea Football Club, huge character, controversial character. I loved him. He was very much part of my upbringing when I was at Chelsea. So my first contract with Bates, he had to sit there. He's quite an intimidating character. But when you got to know him, I loved him, and he done so much for the club. Even when he sold Chelsea, when I went back there, I'd see him probably, him and Susanna, once a season. He'd come back to the ground and always come up, give me a hug, always, embrace. But he's, very sad day. He was over in Monaco, and in fact, someone messaged me earlier saying they're only with him last week. So, yes, sad day.
He saved Chelsea, right? He bought for £1.
Yeah.
And it was obviously...
Yeah, we were languishing in the second tier. I mean, relegation at third tier was very much a possibility. And when he sold the club, we were very much part of the Champions League. And he moved us on, and we became a football club that when Glenn Hoddle came in, he signed the likes of Desai, Ruud Gullit, Vialli, Zola. That the football club had moved into another sphere. And Roman came in and bought the club for
100 and something million.
170, something like that. He saved the club was in debt, but he's a huge figure, huge character, and sadly missed.
For people who may not know, what his personality?
Oh my God, he didn't care what he said to who he said. He was a brash businessman, self-made, multi-millionaire.
Not beating around the bush kind of type.
No. Batesy, you knew exactly where you stood with Batesy.
Yeah.
No mistake about that. And I used to call him when I was first at the club as 11-year-old, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
And then eventually, when you get a bit older in the first team, you call him Batesy.
And then he sold you, right?
And then he sold me. He did. I mean, I never spoke to Batesy when I left Chelsea, and it wasn't until I went back there as working for Chelsea TV many years later, and we had a chat and a hug, and it's like that's business.
Did you ever ask him? So Batesy, why did you just hold me, mate?
He wanted money. Wanted money more than me.
Yeah.
That's why everyone goes, right? That's why everyone gets sold for money.
Yeah, we sell him. Get rid of him.
So yeah, I didn't hold any grudge against him, and thoughts and prayers with him, his family, and Susanna.
Cundy, I know you're shooting off to do a bit of work for Box Park. But just quickly,
busy man today, aren't you,
we've got
Cundy?
Sports Bar special later on, live from the Redwood.
Yeah.
Me and you, the England game. I can't wait for it. Are you excited?
Oh, matey. Yeah, do you know what? I'm not nervous yet, but you know what I get like. It'll be
nightmare.
It will be electric. Come on, England.
Yeah. All right.
Cheers, boys.
Go on, get yourself out. We're going to build up to that game. Me and Jason are doing a Sports Bar special later on at the Redwood. It's going to be a hell of a night. And Cundy's actually going to be doing a Sports Bar as well afterwards, taking calls. But obviously, because I'm doing this show, I'm going to go home.
Get your head down. Have a rest.
Yeah. Crookie, we're going to talk about Jude Bellingham. There was obviously a bit of talk with him proving doubters wrong. I know there was some people saying maybe he wasn't going to be in the squad. I mean, how good has he been?
I think he's been terrific. And actually, it wouldn't surprise me if by the end of the tournament, when it comes to England's top scorer, maybe it might be Bellingham and not Harry Kane. I know Harry Kane's a couple of goals up on him, but I think he's certainly been England's best player, their most important player. There was some debate, wasn't there, coming in? Would it be him in the 10? Would it be Morgan Rogers? But I think Thomas Tuchel has played this one to perfection, because we were all shocked, weren't we, midway through the season when he left him out the squad. And obviously that was when the doubts about his personality first surfaced. He made that comment to Stuart Pearce about the fact that his mum finds some of Bellingham's behaviour, quotes, repulsive. He obviously subsequently apologised for that. But I think by putting that doubt in Bellingham's mind that maybe he was no longer the main man as he was at the Euros, I think he's driven Bellingham to a new level. So I actually think this is brilliant man management from Thomas Tuchel.
It is good management. I think the way he's dealt with Jude is some players need that. Some players need a little kick up the backside at times, putting them in the place to get a good reaction out of them. So I think what he's done there, because some managers cannot handle those kind of players with egos. Yeah, they just see it as a negative and will just shy away from it and not have you in the team. Yeah, just because of your presence and what you may think it would do to the team as a bad apple, but it's not. You need these kind of characters. You need these kind of players.
Well, they're match winners as well, right?
Yeah. And for people to say
most world class players have got an ego.
I've got a bit about them.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know a world class player that I mean playing against them, being around, that didn't have an ego. Like Dimitar Berbatov, I always go back to, like, world class player. You know, he was a bit of a strange one. Like he'd pie you. Like, he'd just walk past you in the morning, you know, and morning Burber, he'd just bin you. And it was like, it was a bit of a strange character, but it was just something about him that you
could always rely on.
Yeah, you knew he was going to step up. You knew he had the ability, and it was like, okay, yeah. And I just feel like players like that, they've got that about them. And maybe it's an overconfidence. People think sometimes, they think, oh, he's arrogant. No, he believes in himself. He knows what he's about. You know, everyone digs out Ronaldo about being arrogant, and maybe he is a little bit, but I don't mind that. No, but you've got to be.
Yeah, if you've got the stats and the gameplay and the goals or whatever it may be to back that up, then you have every right to be arrogant or confident in the way you express yourself on a pitch or whatever sport it may be. But I'm just confused that we are to have this conversation where we was talking about, should he be in the team, should he be on the plane, should he go to the World Cup? Like, it's just ridiculous. There's
it's proved everyone wrong, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Like, why would you even suggest or think that he may not go or he shouldn't go? But so those doubters, I'm sure they're eating their words.
All right, we're going to take some of your calls after the break. Get involved in the show as we build up to England v Norway. 03 717 22 33 44.
I mean, as recently as 2024, Bruno Touzazol, he told everybody who cared to listen what he wanted to achieve at Newcastle.
Never said that I would like to leave.
since I signed for the club, I always said I want to put my name in the club history, and nothing changed. Nothing changed from me. It is keeping going. I still want to win some trophy for me. When I signed for the club, I said I want to play in Champions League, and everyone said that I was crazy, and we got it. Now I wanna be in Champions League again. I wanna win something for the club. I think the fans deserve. We are worked so hard to get it, so this is still my dream.
And then a year later, Simon, they win the Carabao Cup, and Bruno says, "This is my second home. We're making history. Someday, when I leave this club, I want the fans to sing my name the way they do Alan Shearer." I'm not sure that's going to happen.
Well, look, first and foremost, ask yourself the question, why are these players suddenly all deserting the sinking ship? It's not a sinking ship, but it doesn't appear to be a particularly ambitious one. It doesn't appear to have an ownership model that everyone thought was going to change the whole direction of football. Oh my God, we've just sold to a nation state, one of the richest nation states, and look what they're going to do to football. But they haven't done anything. They're going to buy everybody. They're going to buy Ronaldo. They're going to buy Messi. They're going to have this player here, that player, this player, you know, and they haven't. Yeah. They bought a bunch of players that to some extent, they've gone and made better. And these players are now doing what every player does, which is go, Liverpool.
Yeah.
Oh, Arsenal.
Yeah.
Oh, Real Madrid. And that's what Newcastle have found themselves in a position of doing. So ask yourself the question, despite the vilification of a player that 2 years ago said he wanted to stay, nothing lasts forever. He's done his 2 years. He is entitled to leave. How he leaves is the key component part of this. But also, why? Why are Newcastle now a place where people want to leave from?
Yeah.
And that's the problem Eddie Howe's got. That's the problem that Matey Boy that says that to everyone they're going to win the league by 2030.
Yeah.
Those are the challenges that they've got.
You are listening to the World Cup Game Day on talkSPORT. Me, Jermaine, Jermaine Pennant, Alex Crook. He's in Miami. We're building up to the England game tonight. Tuchel starting to get a bit of credit for creating the team's spirit. John Stones, Elliot Anderson were on England Lions Den YouTube show discussing the injured shoulder prank that John Stones played on Thomas Tuchel.
I have to ask, how's the shoulder, man? Everything all right?
No, it's feeling better now. It's feeling better. It has its ups and downs.
What did Thomas say when you hugged you? Did he actually feel like, yo, he's injured?
Yeah, I think he did, didn't he?
Yeah.
We were just saying before, like, his reaction.
He had his hands on his head. He was like this. He's like, not another one.
Yeah. I tried to keep a straight face as I was doing it because I saw he's thinking, has he actually hurt himself?
Yeah.
Especially after what Hendo had just done outside and...
Yeah.
We've already seen him do it though, so we all knew what was coming. But he didn't.
No, so
it was top.
Oh, it was good. It was good vibes in there for everyone.
Yeah, that clip obviously went viral, and obviously talking about it there on the Lions Den clip. That for me is what having a team spirit is all about, right? They're laughing and joking after the game. They've just won, but it just felt like in that moment that everyone was kind of together, and it showed that they're all kind of mates.
Yeah, that is the main ingredient in all this. They're all mates, and they're all on the same wavelength to do a bit of banter, especially after Endo just falling and breaking his arm. Then obviously they probably wouldn't have known at the time, but yeah, seeing that, it just brings a smile on your face, and it just the memories start rolling back of when we was playing and the banter that we would get up to in changing rooms. But yeah, you need that to see them all on it, all laughing and giggling. The managers, but it's brilliant.
Crookie, you've been shoulder dancing out in Miami, I've heard. I mean, you've been recreating that moment.
There's been a few crookie dance moves. Luckily, not many of them caught on camera. But yeah, I think they are planning a social video where we try and emulate that John Stones dance. But you're dead right what you were saying there. Just hearing about the unity in camp, the team spirit, speaking to sources close to various England players. There is a real unity here, which maybe there wasn't 2 years ago. In Germany, there were one or two issues behind the scenes. I think when you look at the makeup of the squad, there's some glaring omissions. Players who probably would get in any other team here at this World Cup. But I think Thomas Tuchel made his picks as much based on personality and how good a traveller a player would be as he did on football ability. And at the moment, that seems to be working.
Yeah, I think, look, John Stones has been around for a long time, right? And John Stones, for me, is a world-class centre-half. Maybe not now, but he's obviously got leadership qualities, but he's also got camaraderie. He's also got, lads. And I feel like you need people like him. Jordan Henderson obviously broke his wrist, but the reason I think they was involved in the squad more than potentially playing was the fact that when you're away for 6-7 weeks, with a group of people, you've got to all be able to get on. You've all got to be able to, have a laugh. You've got to be able to switch off. But you don't want to be. You've been away, right? And we had this discussion with Coley earlier. Going away with England back in the day, like under 21s, under 19s, all that stuff that we used to do. It's hard work.
It can be so boring.
It's so boring, and I feel like that's changed with this new regime. Southgate started it. Thomas Tuchel's moved it forward again, and it does feel like they're all mates.
No, you like I said, you need that. It's just like, just imagine going away and you've got a team full of James Milners. It'll be
that's harsh on James.
No disrespect to James.
That's harsh on Milner. Milner's a great lad.
No, he's a great lad. But what I'm saying, you need someone with like I said, camaraderie, some banter, always up to, not always, but up to no good tricks, and doing all those kind of stuff to make the team laugh and get together. You don't want someone in the corner reading books and
That's Crookie. That's out of order on Milner, that, isn't it? That's Libby.
You just need
I think that's a bit harsh, but it's the same with the talkSPORT team, by the way. I think there are 20 of us in Miami.
Who's the James Milner out there?
Do you know what? I'm going to call him out. I'm going to have to say it's our cameraman, Joe Andrews. I call him Candle because he never goes out, honestly. he does his shift and then he goes back to his hotel room. I don't know where he was last night. Everybody was out enjoying themselves, getting amongst the England fans. He's nowhere to be seen. But I guess you need that type of character on every trip. But I've got to say, Goldstein's been in brilliant form. Benty taking him around the Everglades yesterday. There's a clip coming out later of him jumping out of his skin because he thought a crocodile was going to come and attack him, or an alligator rather. It's been brilliant.
Yeah, I've done that trip to the Everglades. It's amazing, right? Crookie flying around in the old. It's just Miami and Florida has got so much to offer. It's a great place. Yeah. It is incredible there.
Yeah, it really is. And the sad thing is it's only a passing visit to Miami and then we end up back in New York. Obviously, producer Ryan and I spent the first couple of weeks of the tournament in Dallas. If you've not been, that's a great place as well. A place called Fort Worth, which is a sort of cowboy area. We got taught to line dance and two-step. We had to go on a rodeo and got to sit on a real-life bull as well. It's just been, it's been the summer of a lifetime. I don't want it to end.
Yeah, got a stag do.
To be fair, I wish I saw this much of Miami. Because when I went, it was for a week. All I saw was hotel, rooftop bar, nightclub. I didn't see no Everglades. Didn't see no.
I know, but that kind of sums you up, though, doesn't it, Gemma? I mean, that doesn't surprise me. Jermaine Pennant goes to Miami and all he sees is a rooftop bar and a nightclub, and his bed.
it's over. Yeah.
There's more to offer out there.
Yeah, I know, and I wish I'd explored.
Maybe we'll get you on the next trip. Where's the next World Cup, Crookie? It's Spain, isn't it? Is it?
Yeah, Spain, Portugal and Morocco, but we've got to wait 4 years because the next Euros is obviously on home soil, which is brilliant for people back in the UK, but...
Is there a
devastating for you? No cowboy hats
for the World Cup? Is there any Malaga ones? Is there any games in playing in Malaga?
We can be arranged. I said we got. I reckon we just, regardless of where
Ibiza, they've got a good stadium in Ibiza.
Mate, Ibiza, a good team. A good team. Malaga, good side. I reckon talkSPORT should just rock up in Malaga somewhere. Maybe Port Banús. Simon Jordan's still got a bar down there, or something. We just rock up there. That's where we want to plot up for the next World Cup.
Good stadium, telling you.
Good stadium. It's a good stadium. Don't be knocking it. Look, just as we build up, Crookie, to the game tonight, what's your plan? What time are you getting up to the ground? Do you know, is there going to be stuff beforehand with the fans and everything? What are you doing?
Well, we've been told to get there as early as possible because the one negative to this World Cup is that most of the stadiums are a decent trek away from the actual centre of town, and this is the same case. Normally it would take you about half an hour, I think, in an Uber to get up to the stadium in Miami, but on a match day I'm told it could take as much as an hour and a half. The Uber drop-off point is a long walk away from the stadium, so I'm joining the drive boys at 12:30 local time for 15 minutes, and I think basically that'll be 4 hours before kick-off local time. I think we're going to get up there and, just get ourselves bedded down. And, then the pre-match nerves will start to kick in, won't they? But I think it's going to be a sea of England fans. There are a lot of Norwegian fans in town, but they're going to be outnumbered once they actually get to the stadium.
Do you think that's the case? Yeah, it was interesting to know, actually, because, we've had a journalist on talking about the Norway fans and, they're right up for it. But I've seen some clips that we've put out. There are a lot of Norwegians knocking around.
Yeah, more than I thought, but I still think once we get inside the stadium with that influx of England fans, obviously a lot of England fans live locally in Miami and Florida as well, I think we're going to certainly win the battle of the numbers in the stands, if nothing else. But it should be a tremendous atmosphere because as big a game as this is for England, and we can't understate it. You look at my football watching lifetime, only once have we been to a World Cup semi-final since Italia 90, and we've got an unbelievable opportunity to get there again. But Norway will be thinking exactly the same. They won't want this journey to end either.
Look, just on Anthony Gordon, I've got to ask you, because he come out with some quotes. He's obviously got interviewed, and he said, in the first two games I felt rusty, to be honest, but I used them sort of as a platform for the Congo game because I felt like I played safe. I wasn't playing to my individual strengths, and when I got the chance against Congo, I just thought to myself, I'm not doing that. I'm going to do the things that got me here, and it paid off. That is kind of how we felt with Anthony Gordon, Crookie and Jermaine, because he wasn't kind of where we thought he would be, but then against Mexico he was.
Yeah, well, there was a phase, wasn't there, early in the tournament where whichever wingers seemed to start the game, the wingers coming off the bench played better, be it Madueke and Rashford or Gordon and Saka, but it felt in that Mexico game that both Saka and Gordon finally found their feet at this tournament. I still don't think Saka's been fully fit, and I think that's been part of the issue in terms of his form. But Gordon was so important, not just in terms of going forward, but his defensive work. And I think that's why Thomas Tuchel prefers Gordon to Marcus Rashford, because Rashford doesn't do the work off the ball that Gordon does. And obviously when you come up against better teams, when you get into the latter stages, you need everybody with all hands on deck.
Yeah, that's one thing you cannot fault Gordon for, is his work rate. He works tremendously hard.
Does, yeah.
He does, and that is, I would say that was probably the one of the main factors in his move to Barcelona, because they play with a high line and they like their wingers to really track back.
Yeah. Didn't he play against them, Crookie? Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't he play against Barcelona for Newcastle?
And they lost 5-2.
They got beat, but he put in a stellar performance.
Yeah,
right? And I think
he scored twice, I think, if I'm correct.
Yeah, and I just maybe they looked at it and thought, God, I'll have a bit, because they had Rashford, right? And Rashford won the league, and then they decided to go with Gordon. And you look at it, go, really? But I know wage is obviously a bit of a factor, but Gordon on his day is a top player. Tonight, hopefully, again, he takes the shackles off, right? That's what we're hoping.
Yeah, and I think he will. And I think Thomas Tuchel will take the shackles off, because I think he's astute enough to realise that defensively, as I mentioned earlier in the show, we're not rock solid. So let's trust our attacking players to go and take the game to Norway and outscore them. If you can keep Erling Haaland quiet and our attacking players turn up, I really think this is going to be a nice victory for England. I was much more worried going into that Mexico game than I am here. I'm really confident in England's chances tonight, and I'm really confident we can beat Argentina in the semi-final if it comes to it as well. I'm not so confident we're going to be able to knock the French over in the final.
No. I just want to get Toby on. He's Ipswich fan. He has phoned us up. Right, Toby? Toby?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you, mate. Go on, what do you want to say?
Well, I just wanted to say, like, whatever was sort of moaning about the squad and stuff like that, and no Foden, no Palmer, I think that Mexico game sort of proved why he selected who he selected. Like, he selected the squad to win the tournament, I think, and it gives us the best chance. We saw when Dan Burn come on and Jed Spence.
Mm-hmm.
When you were saying about like the camaraderie, I know Jermaine was just saying it. Like, do you guys know, or have you seen something more between sort of Harry Kane and Bellingham, like a togetherness that they seem to be really? They both know it's down to them two to win it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think they both score, they're straight to each other, that sort of thing.
I think they both know that they are the focal point of the team, right? They are, and we have got obviously fantastic players behind them, but we are reliant. And people say, we're over reliant on Kane and Bellingham. Well, yeah, of course we are. They're our best players. Messi. Everyone's relying. Yeah, everyone's relying on. As France are relying on Mbappe, Argentina rely on Messi. Like, we rely on Kane and Bellingham to produce, and I think because they've performed together and they're both playing well and they're both scoring goals, I think that kind of builds a camaraderie between the two of them as well as a bit of a partnership to say, right, here, let's have a go, boys. We're on top of this and we're going to lead this team. So I think we're lucky to have them. Hopefully they produce the goods tonight. Toby, listen, thanks for your call. We're actually going to hear from Harry Kane next.
I think you're underestimating Bruno Guimaraes. I mean, you can look at the figures and say, yeah, not brilliantly impressive, but every Newcastle fan will tell you he's the heartbeat of their team.
That's Newcastle, though, Jeff. Jeff, we're not Newcastle United.
Oh,
right?
Joe, don't be arrogant. Do not be arrogant, pal.
What do you mean not be arrogant? We're Premier League champions. I'm not saying I don't want him at the club.
Yeah, you're Premier League champions now. You're Premier League champions now. Let's come on in 12 months' time and find out if you're going to say the same thing if you're not Premier League champions then.
Jeff, of course we're Premier League champions. We just won it a few months ago. Come on, Yeah. So you got to give us a bit of time. What I'm saying is, good player, but I don't want him to be the marquee signing. If he is the marquee signing, I'm going to be upset.
Well, I tell you what, Joe, shouldn't you be worried? You're talking about marquee signings. Aren't you concerned about financial fair play, or the equivalent of as it is now? And you busting the rules.
Get rid of everyone you need to get rid of to make it happen. Because if you're spending 60 million on a player, then that means people need to go as well, right? Get rid of. We've just spoken about Norgard. If you don't like him, get rid of
Trossard,
him.
Gabriel Jesus.
We're hearing Trossard. Get rid of all of them. To be fair, I do like Trossard. And if it was up to me, I'd get rid of Martinelli instead. But get rid of who you need to get rid of. Then we can start talking business. But this better not be the marquee signing.
I do the marquee signing, but I agree that Arsenal need a left winger. Do you know what I mean? Don't spend 80 million on Guimaraes and then you can't afford to go and buy, like, if Barcola's available, for instance, Joel, and he's worth 100. You need a top left winger, don't you, on that side?
100%. And that's what I want to see. I want to see someone. Look, the reality is if Marcus Rashford was available at a good price, I would probably go for him. As long as, it doesn't unbalance the team, because he's a great player. And the reason why I say unbalance the team is because, you heard of the stuff at United before, how he was over there when things weren't going his way or things were a bit down. So I think it would be a good move for us to go in there and get him.
You are listening to the World Cup Game Day on talkSPORT. Me, Jermaine, Pennant, Alex Crook. Let's get an update in the cricket, though, Sam Allard.
An extraordinary couple of hours for England with the bat. One ball left of their innings, 255 for 3. The second wicket was Jos Buttler, who went for a remarkable 131, Butler's best ever T20 score. The second wicket partnership with Brook was worth 233 runs of 102 balls. An absolute joy to watch. England's best ever partnership in T20s. Butler bringing up his second T20 International 100 with a 6 over deep square of Axar Patel. Been shorter runs, but today was the best of Butler. Harry Brook has just finished off the innings unbeaten on 95, just falling short of 100. Earlier he hit the fastest 50 by an English captain in a T20 International. India playing like a team that are 3-0 down in the series. They've been all over the place, and I bet they wish they never got to the ground after they rocked up late because of bad traffic. An incredible innings from England. Brook just fell short of a century. Butler gets the century. 20 overs completed. England, their third highest T20 score of all time, 257 for 3.
OK, let's get over to Wimbledon now. Lisa O'Sullivan.
Linda Noskova says she's a big WWE fan. As a kid, she was obsessed with Sasha Banks, and I think she's used that playbook here to bully her way in front against Karolina Muchova, who's the one wrestling to get in the match. Noskova has forced the errors from her Olympic doubles partner, broke serve to lead 4-1 in the first set, and then finally taking that one 6-2. Muchova looks tight or is lacking a bit of spark. Maybe it's both. She managed to save 5 set points, not the 6th, and it's the 21-year-old who leads. Linda Noskova is 1 set away from winning Wimbledon.
OK, and Crookie has some breaking transfer news involving Bournemouth.
Yeah, I do indeed. It involves their fullback Alex Jimenez off on loan to Fiorentina over in Italy. There's also a buy option worth €20 million to include bonuses and 30% future sell-on. It's worth noting he's actually still subject of an FA charge. So, yeah, Alex Jimenez leaving Bournemouth to join Fiorentina.
OK, let's hear from England captain Harry Kane on facing Norway.
Really excited to kind of be back out there with the boys. Going to be a tough game, playing against a really good team, both with and without the ball, well coached and well organised. So, yeah, look, we're in the quarterfinal of a World Cup. We can't expect anything less than playing against a top nation. So, yeah, we also feel, we have another level that we can maybe reach. We've won in different ways so far this tournament, and we've shown glimpses of, I think, our true self. But yeah, tomorrow we're going to need our highest level if we want to progress. So hopefully we can show that.
Yeah, look, Harry Kane, he's been sensational this tournament. We still need him to produce the goods. Is he the best striker we've ever produced?
I think so. All-round striker, I think so. What he offers, not only scoring goals, but the other side of it as well, getting on the ball, creating goals. I don't think we've had anyone better in my eyes in that position. And for this tournament, I think this is the best I've seen him at a tournament as well, at a major tournament. Yes, he scored goals in other competitions, but this one, for me, for some reason, I don't know why, but he just seems like he's at his best, even though he's getting older.
Yeah,
I think that time at Bayern is really...
He's made him a better player.
Really helped him.
Yeah. Well, he knows he's one of the best players in the world now. Do you know what I mean? Crookie, people would say maybe Rooney is the best one we've ever produced. Where's your head with Kane?
Again, I think two different players. If you're asking who's the better footballer, who's got the more attributes in his game, I would say Rooney. But in terms of just being that predatory goal scorer, you can't look past Harry Kane. I was just pondering there as you two were speaking. If England were to win the World Cup, do you think we're going to be talking about Harry Kane as a potential Ballon d'Or winner?
I think it's guaranteed.
Yeah.
I think it's guaranteed.
The numbers that he's put up in his domestic league season, the goals he scored, even in the Champions League as well, was phenomenal. And if he was now to go on and win the World Cup, I think it's a guaranteed set match done.
Yeah, Ballon d'Or and a knighthood, 100%. If we win the World Cup, it's Sir Harry Kane from now on.
It would be. I think it would.
Yeah,
I think that. Yeah, winning the World Cup and bringing that, bring it home. You will be called Sir Harry.
Yeah, it's just
Sir you off.
Yeah, just every time it enters the room, it's
hello, sir.
Sir. I can't wait for it, Crookie. Look, we're building up to it. You're over there. The atmosphere is obviously going to be electric. I'm doing a sports bar special here. Just walking around London Bridge already. Everyone's out and about, but I mean, I'm nervous, Crookie, but I'm excited.
Yeah, I feel the same. They're working you hard, by the way. I thought I was putting a shift in over here, but
Mate, milking
double
me for
and triple
everything.
time for you, Jamie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am nervous because it's a World Cup quarter-final, and you can't take that for granted. I'm excited because I expect England to win, and this journey that we're enjoying over in the USA is going to continue. I was also thinking the other day, because my daughter flew out to spend a bit of time in New York with me. She's 16. Now, if you look at her football viewing lifetime with England, the first tournament she really remembers was 2018, when we got to the semi-final of a World Cup. Then we got to the final of the Euros. Then it was the quarter-final of a World Cup in Qatar. Then we got to another final of the European Championship. And here we are again. She thinks this is standard fare for England. Whereas when I grew up as a kid, I just about remember Italia 90. We didn't qualify for USA 94. Was it Euro 2000? It was an absolute disaster when Phil Neville made that tackle. We went out in the group stage. Iceland. What was it, 2016? So the kids back home, the way they view England is very different, I think, to how we view England growing up.
Yeah. Look, just on the game, Jammer, how do you want us to... First 20 minutes, what do you want to see?
I just want to see in their face, get at them. Don't give them a sniff. Bully.
Do you think that will happen, though, with the weather? I don't know if
Bully
that's...
Odegaard.
I think it's going to be cagey. I feel like it's going to be like an FA Cup final. That's what I feel like it's going to be.
But that will suit Norway. Because I watched them against Brazil, and that's how they played. There was like just, like an FA Cup game, just knocking it around, not really threatening. Then all of a sudden, Haaland, bosh, 2 goals.
Yeah.
That will suit.
Yeah. Crookie, how do you think the first 20 minutes are going to go?
Yeah, I think it's important because if you look at England in this tournament, they've not started games particularly well, even against Mexico. Until Bellingham scored those 2 quick-fire goals, the performance wasn't brilliant. Croatia in the first half didn't blow them away, obviously had to come from behind against Congo. So I would like to see a more positive start just to settle those nerves. The one trepidation I have, I was looking into England's recent history at a World Cup. The last 3 knockout defeats we've suffered have been at the hands of European opposition. So in some ways, maybe it would have been better to play Brazil. But listen, we can rewrite history today. But yeah, I would like Jermaine said there, start the game on the front foot. Don't give Norway a chance to settle into their rhythm. I mean, an early goal would be unbelievable.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, we'd all love a bit of that. Absolutely. Score predictions. Here we go, because we have come to the end. Jermaine, where are we going? What are we thinking?
I'm going 2-1 England.
Yeah.
Harry Kane.
Tight affair then.
Yeah. Well, it sounds tight, but it's not going to be.
Well, 2-1 is tight.
Yeah, but it sounds it. But
there's no two ways about it, mate.
We're going to dominate. We're going to,
I don't know, mate. If we're winning 2-1 and there's 10 minutes left on the clock, mate, that's stinking. You've got Dan Burns coming on to head the ball over the halfway line again. My heart can't take it. Crookie, where's your head at?
I'm going to go 3-1. I don't think we'll keep a clean sheet. I think Haaland will score, but hopefully we're 2-0 up by then, and then Harry Kane gets the third, and we can start planning for that trip to Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm more. I think Jermaine. I think it's going to be tight. I do. I don't think we're going to walk it. I don't think they get rolled over, but hopefully we get it over the line, boys. Crookie, enjoy yourself. Stay safe.
I'll do my best.
Yeah.
I'll do my best. It's tough over here, but I'll keep embracing it.
Sounds it, mate.
Yeah, look at it. The old Hawaiian shirt, cowboy hat, hungover, out till 2 a.m. Honestly, he's on a stag do.
Hounding headache.
Absolute disgrace. Right, that's it. We are done. Thanks for watching and listening to the World Cup Game Day on talkSPORT.
Because Infantino, though, Simon, has said, yes, I got a call from Trump on Balogun.
Yeah.
They have allowed themselves to be boxed into a ridiculous corner, haven't they?
Well, it's one thing players cheating on a field, but when the people that are supposed to uphold the game ignore the integrity of their own positions, to damage the authenticity of what people might be watching, and challenge the legitimacy of it by allowing one set of group of people to have an advantage and not on others, you should start worrying about the existential threat that has to the game, and start worrying about what's happening to the football and where it's going next, and what will happen to it next.
Because if the Balogun situation did exist, and we never heard of a call going in from Trump to Infantino, the Kwanzaa 2-match ban
would be less controversial.
Would be much less controversial. It would almost come